Howdy, howdy, hello, welcome. I don't know why I just said hello 3 times. It's Drop Frames.
I do every single day.
You do? Is that how you start
Yep.
your stream? It's 3 hellos?
Yo. Yep. Three yo's every day.
I didn't know you were down with it. I didn't know you were down with it, Co.
I am with both yo and OPP.
Oh, okay. All right. Fantastic. It's Final Drop Frames.
On a side note, you both do know me.
I don't know if anyone in our audience will get that joke. I was trying to...
You know what?
I was doing the calculations, and I was like, I don't know.
Our audience ages with us.
I was going to say,
but we started the show at 50.
My community's pretty old, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
But I think we might be all right.
Fair enough.
Might be all right.
Fair enough. Anyways, it's Final Drop Frames. June somehow is over. That doesn't make much sense to me at all. Because I just did a stream. I did a singular stream for all of June, and it's over.
Congrats on the subathon.
Thank you.
Thon.
And
I did.
I don't like that. I don't like that June is over.
Oh, you don't like
I love the subathon.
I was going to say there's lots of things you could have meant by that. Like,
I love
which direction are we going with this?
I don't like the fact that June's over.
Because it just disappeared for you, essentially, right? I'm assuming.
It was 3 weeks,
One long
22
thing.
days of just, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Do you have an average stream time per day?
It was anywhere from 12 to 14, maybe 15 hours each day. Yeah. And then I would sleep for like 8 to 9.
I would just like to thank you on behalf of viewers for doing an actual subathon. Thank you for that. Like events, things, occurrences, like, you were on the whole time, there's sleeping camps. Like, it was nice to see some production subathons.
Yeah.
The last big few ones I've seen have been a little lackluster.
They requested to turn the sleep cam off, which was also kind of cool because they were just like, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Totally fine.
I was like, great. I'm gonna take my shirt and pants off and go to sleep and sleep 100 times better. Yeah, because it is weird. But yeah, it was fun. Luckily, man, June was packed. There was actually there's so much stuff, so many things to watch, so many different games. Twitch,
so many Dunes to get addicted to.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about your Dune addiction here. I don't.
Crazy.
Fuck it. Let's go into. I don't understand it, Co. I don't understand your Dune addiction. I put 50 hours into that game, and I was good. And I was like, I'm curious, how many hours did Co put in? Last I looked, you were at 130.
About that.
What are you doing?
Playing solo, man. That's all it comes down to. I'm playing solo. I'm not accepting handouts, and I'm playing solo. And I have long-term goals. So it's like dude, I just got to T6. I don't even have my advanced weapons fab and my advanced garment thing. I'm going to be doing that next time I play it. It's like a huge deal. I'm doing it during my charity stream tomorrow morning, probably.
Jesus.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So like I'm slowly crawling through the game, but I've done like all the main story, all the faction stuff, a lot of world, comp, ruined PvP, did a lot of base building, things like that.
I mean, I guess I didn't consider if you're going out and collecting all of the resources yourself, and there's not it's not multiplied right by the amount of people that you're playing with. I guess that would take some time, and you're also Co, so you build a massive base for no one else except for you to live in. So,
I'm actually very happy with the build we've done in Dune. I'd say it's probably like 75% complete, but I was able to get 2 pillars that are pretty far apart. And then I did this tomfoolery with putting down bridges, and then I break the fief and move it further in, and then I build more up to the limit.
Oh.
I was able to literally by 1 brick connect these 2 pillars with instability. So now I've built this giant bridge between the pillars, and I'm making this like chasm spanning base thing. So there's like 1 hangar that has all 3 of the ships in it, and you can fly that around to the other side where the garage is and pick up the little vehicle at the top. So you can drop off and pick up a buggy, and it's a pretty, like, for the record, the reason I'm saying all this is because I'm super impressed with the Dune building system. And that's
it's fairly good.
Probably 40 hours. I kid you not, probably 40 hours of my, probably 20 to 40, I'd say, has been just messing around in that system and testing it and like playing with it. The Atreides set and the Harkonnen, which I haven't played with, but I've heard similar things. The Atreides set has so many cool features that are not like standard square, standard rectangle. Like it has all these special things that let you build these much cooler designs, much more freedom than you normally have in a system like this.
Yeah.
And then tie in all like the awesome QOL and all the excellent resource management around the base. And it's been incredibly enjoyable. The piece picker stuff is amazing, makes copying really easy. So yeah, pleasure to build the game. And it's all beautiful at the end of the day. Only thing it needs is more and better lighting.
Yeah, the lighting is for performance, right? That's why the lighting levels are kept low. Yeah.
They specifically said that they had a lot of issues in Conan and that they took months balancing it down to where it is. And then they took that and basically went more reserved with it for Dune because they just don't want it to be an issue. And I totally get that.
I get that.
It would be nice for us with larger systems to have options for more though. Like it'd be cool to have like a standard where you want it, but then let us also get more options as well. Like, let's just turn it up by 200%, whatever. Like, maybe that's something that they could do. And I'm not talking about, it doesn't need to be like beautiful refractions and everything. They just need to be brighter. The inside of my base is so bright, you can't see lights on the other side of it.
You mean so dark?
Or so long, I'm sorry, it's so large, it's cavernous.
Oh.
So because of that, like the light doesn't properly hit the far surfaces. So everything just feels kind of dark. Like it's because it's not real light and it's all like super, pulled in. So hopefully they'll be able to work with that a little bit. But minor complaint at the end of the day.
Sure.
It only really matters for big builds, but
yeah,
it's still just so much fun. I've been loving it.
Yeah, I mean, you were playing on your Steam Deck on the beach.
It was. I mean, play is probably a lot.
You had it booted
was
on
okay.
your Steam. You took the time
did.
to download it on your Steam Deck, take it to the beach, and get a photo of it.
Yes. And
that alone is worth effort. The effort to that must be accounted for. So
for sure.
Did it play different? Like being on the beach in the sand. Did you feel like
I felt like I was there, like Shai Halou
more immersed
with me.
Yeah.
Did you tell her, Rowan, go act like a worm. Go
crawl into the sand and Kai, you go back there and go. Yeah.
A castle production. Yeah. Oh god, that's all I want for my birthday is for my kids to act out Dune in front of me, and I'm gonna sit on this beach, and my family will put a performance on in front of me.
Good.
What were we gonna say?
I did a sponsored 2 hours of Dune, and I was like, man, this game is great. I'm gonna come back to it. And Ko, of course, was kind enough to set me up with his server. And he said, when you come back, just use my server. It'll be great. I was like, okay, cool. So, during my sponsored stream, the worms were turned off apparently because they were doing like some sort of like maintenance or something, or like they had
there was a time they were down for a little bit.
They were retooling something.
Yeah.
And so like during my 2 hours, there was no worm. So I was just running out in the desert. I'm like, all right, the sponsor stream's almost over. I'm going to go eat my worm. And I just kept running. And I'm just like, what happened? And they're like, people were telling me like, I think the worms might be down for now because they're doing something with them or whatever. I was like, God damn it. And then
worm maintenance.
First time, because I just beat the Liza P DLC.
Oh, nice.
Last night.
Ooh,
but after that, I was like, I'm going to beat that. And then I'm going to go to Dune. So I was playing Dune last night, and it's easy, by the way, to call up a worm. I had no idea how prevalent they are.
Yeah.
They're everywhere in the open desert. Like, you barely step off of any place with rocks. It's like rumbling and like fucking, and I I didn't get eaten by one, but I just barely missed one. So I was like, oh, what's this? What's this new thing that I hadn't seen before with the, the wavy like indicator? Because I only played for like a couple hours, but like, I saw that indicator. I was like, what's that? And they're like, oh, that's the worm sign. I'm like, worm sign? What's that? And I was like, oh shit. And I started running back and I looked behind me. This fucking thing, this fucking enormous thing like appeared right behind me. And I just a hair away from getting swallowed. So
they'll get you.
Now I know. Now I know the worms are a thing now.
Yeah. You have met Dave.
Yeah. I knew that they had like done the disabling of the worm a couple times because I think actually when I was like, I'm done with this game and I quit after dying to the worm the second time. They disabled it for like 48 hours, and then the like hour or day that I decided to go back and play, they turned it back on. So I had a grace period, probably when you did your sponsored
It was
stream.
just for you.
Yeah. Where there wouldn't have been no
Just for
worm.
you.
I would have enjoyed it. It would have been great. I could have done everything I wanted to do. But yeah, here's what I'll say, Zeke. If you do get eaten, not anything before like ornithopter level in the tech tree, none of it matters. You can get it all back so fast. Like it's so easy just to get stuff back in that game. Yeah. When I was like throwing a fit because I died, there was no reason. I lost my the purple sucked, kid. Like go get a better gun. go craft the next tier of green weapon, and you're fine. So
yeah. It's not a
no. I'm looking forward to diving in. I'm like my just surface thoughts. It's just it plays well. It's easy to craft. It's not like you can craft as much or as little as you like. I mean, you have to craft a little bit, but like it's not.
You do. Yeah.
You don't have to go with it. You know, you don't have to
absolutely
make your fucking mansion on a fucking pillar of rock. I learned from the last time. Instead of doing a 2x2, I did a 3x3 this time to start.
Fancy.
So now I have room for everything, which is great.
Yeah,
but
this is good.
Yeah, no, I can just see my house down the line. It's just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna add one more line to my house if I have to. I'm gonna add one more row of walls and bricks and shit like that if I have to.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be cluttered. It's gonna be like, a hoarder house. Like it's gonna have a trail of garbage like that I can walk through.
Yeah, eventually you do have to add some space to it once you start getting some of the bigger buildings. Yeah, they're quite large.
Yeah.
But
it also depends on where you are though. There's a lot of community places that are open now. So a lot of servers actually have like community building areas. And I mean, if you join a guild, there's like a guild hall, then there's all sorts of stuff in there. So it kind of depends on who you're with if you play with other people.
Yeah.
How many hours till I get the Thopter?
Depends on how fast you
go
for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does.
I'm trying to beeline to it.
You can get it pretty quick, maybe 20.
Okay.
15?
I think less.
15?
I would say between 10 and 15.
Okay.
I think if you really just kind of next objective to it.
If you ignore the like trials, which
Another
I'm sure
big
you're
thing
on,
is and somebody I was actually reading on the Reddit about this. What somebody did because they wanted to kind of figure out how fast they could get to the deep desert. They got there in about, I think they said they could do it probably in 5 to 8 hours. We're talking like T5, T6. And what they did is right when they started the game, you get a respawn beacon. You basically run your ass over to one of the high level labs and you plant it right outside of it. And then it's very bumpy at the start, but as you slowly kill the guys there, you start getting not only pieces of Dune armor, which is like the T5 Scout and stuff, and also some weapons, but you start getting ornithopter parts. And they can drop all the ornithopter parts.
Oh.
So the idea is that you can rush over there and do like a few hours farming and get like some serious levels, some gear. You can sell stuff you don't need, and then if you do faction stuff, you can buy the parts you need. So it's an interesting idea to rush that if you'd want to. So that may be the fastest way to do it, honestly.
I wonder
if you don't. But I mean, you're going to want to do all the quest and stuff anyway, especially the main story. The main story is awesome. Like, did you finish it, JP?
I think so. Yeah, I did all the trials. Yeah, and then I saw the I don't know, the boss.
Did you find out what you are?
Yes. Yeah.
I loved that. I was
cool.
Like, oh, like I can't wait for more of that. So yeah, that was but yeah, so it was it's worth it. Cool. I would definitely recommend doing that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to the quest. That's basically why I'm there. I'm not there for like the building and stuff. I'm there for the progression. Like I want to do it step by step. I want to go do the trials, beat the bosses, so on and so forth.
Action quests are super
I'm excited.
Cool. There's just some cool side questing as well, and there's also like you pick a Atreides or Harkonnen. That's also a big one, and they have some fun quests to do as well. So
yeah, you have to pick too. Cool. You can't really stay neutral the entire time. You miss out on so much by staying neutral.
Yep.
I feel.
Also, I don't know what you are. I know you've talked about liking this style in the past. I am full melee. I don't even carry a gun in this game.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Oh yeah,
I went the opposite.
At all.
So, but melee works.
Super fun.
Yeah. You can go.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing full Bene Gesserit. I mean, I don't have a knife right now, but like doing like magic, the most magic build I can do.
Sure.
Cool. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Code, do you know, do any, you were talking about the ability to like speed through it. Do any normal mobs drop radiation suits?
You can get radiation suits out of ships.
Okay. That are not in the radiated zones?
That are, yes. And I believe you can also get them in some high tier containers. I've definitely looted radiation suits. I don't remember exactly where, but I know they are lootable.
Yeah. Because some of those, all you need is a radiation suit just to go in and loot like a tier 5, tier 6 chest.
It's true.
So you could definitely get stuff with that. That's an interesting approach for sure.
Oh, one thing I was curious about, in like throughout the game, do you keep getting like really cool cutscenes throughout the game?
Yes. Yes. All the way to the end. One of the coolest cutscenes was the last one.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Because I mean, honestly,
not only do you get good cutscenes, you get well-written dialogue, well voice-acted dialogue for the entire thing, and an actually pretty engaging main story with like beats. Like it actually has like beats, and you meet characters, and like they have like actual meaningful outcomes. It's a nice change of pace for games like this for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I was hyped when I saw the opening cutscene and then the Gom Jabbar scene and all that stuff. It was really cool.
Yep.
And of course your first spice stream.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
I am looking forward for
more.
you to completing it so we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'll see you in 3 months.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
On the topic of Dune, they celebrated 1 million players, which I thought they had already hit this, but this was 6 days ago. Is that when they did this? Yeah, June 23rd. They sold 1 million, which I guess is different from 1 million players, clearly. But they put out the little infographic there. Fun stuff to see how many people chose their mentors and whatnot. Looks like everyone went for the Dune experience with the Bene Gesserit, 31% leading that. Mentat was 20%. I think I started Mentat, but then I found the Trooper.
I think I did too.
Yeah. I found the Trooper, and once I got the is it the drill shotgun? What is that shotgun called?
Oh, drill shot. Yeah.
Drill shot. Yeah. Once I got that, I never looked back. I never got a different weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I just I kept going with it. It's
That is a favorite.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very strong. If you're not going melee, I feel like you almost have to go that just to deal with the shielded folk. But anyway, some fun numbers out of Dune Awakening. It seems like they're doing well. I also they made some updates and did like a roadmap thing.
So
and that went well, right?
Here's what's going on right now. And this is it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. So basically, the game kind of shipped as a PvE light PvP game with a PvP endgame with the Deep Desert. And they have that released, and that was the 1.0, and it inherently had some serious flaws. Specifically, PvE players were just not wanting to PvP. They were kind of getting to that wall and just leaving the game. PvP was essentially just gank fest. There was some fighting between good PvPers trying to structure it in the game, but I mean, not really anything that could last long term. So they released a creative roadmap, and Joel Bylos, I believe is how you say his name, Bylos or Bylos, very cool guy. He basically said that their vision for the Deep Desert is not in, kind of laid out what they want. They said they're going to make changes to make it easier for PvE players to get it. And then they said they were going to basically, now the Deep Desert is cut in half. The bottom half is PvE, and the top half is PvP.
That's a PvE really good change, yeah.
Yeah. So what they did was they went in a great direction on paper. And the on paper process or premise was, let's get PvEers a way to get T6 resources. The problem is when they did that, they increased the respawn rate of the resources in both the PvE and PvP zones. They also didn't put any structures in to prevent players from grief building around resource nodes so other players can't get them. So what has happened
Desert's hard, y'all. Desert's hard, man.
Even though it came from a good place, the changes didn't really accomplish what they were supposed to do, and in
Yeah.
some ways kind of went backwards. Because now we actually have, like, last night I was flying around. I was having a much harder time getting resources with this new patch than I was before.
Oh man.
So the good news is that it's very clear that Funcom wants to get something that we want to play. They're changing it based on player feedback. They're moving it in a direction that is going to try to make more people happy. The only thing I'm concerned about is if they're going to be able to get there in time, because to put it bluntly, they're selling an endgame PvP game where there's almost no structure for it. There's no battlegrounds. There's no leaderboards. There's no proper tracking. There's no way for PvP players to easily and quickly find PvP. There's no way for there's no reason for guilds to meet up in the wild and fight each other. There's no control points. There's no ever-present resources to fight over. Like, there's just nothing. It's not there.
Yeah.
The sandbox is there. The sandbox is awesome, but Funcom has not put the toys in there for the PvPers to play with. So now that they have removed this ganking that was going on of people that frankly didn't want to PvP, they just wanted to go get resources, the PvPers are getting very frustrated because they're like, that's the only thing we could do.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun, but you literally told us to come here to PvP. That's the only thing we could do, and now we can barely even do that. So it's not a great situation. This is going to be a very interesting next few months, because how fast Funcom can react to this properly is going to dictate if Dune becomes like a wild success, or, I mean, worst case, it could just kind of like putter. Like, if they just keep trying to make both groups happy.
Players,
exactly. And that's a worst case. So my big advice to Funcom, and I'm probably talk about this a little more when I play Dune next, is they need to focus on first of all, they need to make it so PvEers get T6 resources. Put many more resources in the South, make them respawn faster, and take away grief building in whatever way you need to do it. Just let them get the resources. And when you do that, find a way for PvPers to find each other and give them a reason to do it. Like, put spice geysers in the PvP zone that always give a little spice, and all you do is build a building over it. And whoever has that building on it just gets an endless little supply of spice. And then let every PvPer know where it is, right? So look, but fight over it, destroy each other's building, build your own, have a whole, and put like 5 of those out there. Anything, just do something. Make control points, go neutral more often. Put in a leaderboard system. Just, the PvPers need more that they can sink their teeth into.
Yeah.
And the PvEers need their T6 resources. So they just need to figure that out. Funny enough, I made a video about kind of this idea. But my idea was to put 2 columns instead of split it in half. The idea being that PvEers could go all the way to where the good resources were, so we wouldn't have to deal with this. So almost there, but not quite. So, but we'll see. Their fingers on the pulse. They're constantly on the forums. We know that Funcom's working on this, so still optimistic. The foundation is amazing, and game's still awesome regardless.
Yeah. I like I said, I love the PvE aspect of it. The second that it was like, all right, well, now you can interact with the PvP stuff or not do that much, I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go check out some other stuff.
Yeah.
I just, the combat is not something that I'm super interested in when it comes to PvP. And from what I understand, a lot of it's like ornithopter fighting as well. Like, it's not even melee
they made
stuff.
some great changes to ornithopters. So
Okay.
they did reduce that in the last patch. They also did some stuff to make it so it's easier to deal with them. But it absolutely still is a thing. And honestly, like, I'm looking forward to this game getting to a point where I want to PvP in it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I really want to. I want to finish my base. I want to get it all set up. And then I'd love to have, like, good reasons to fly deep into the deep desert and kick some ass, or at least try to. And I'd also, like, I've talked about this lots of times, the idea of being able to fly to Harco and queue up for, like, an arena or, like, dueling, and like let players be in the stands while queued up players duel in the arena, and like have leaderboards and tournaments.
That'd be
and
cool.
like, oh my god, dude, that'd be entire 4-hour streams. Like, there's so much potential here. So hopefully we'll see some fun things in the game soon.
Yeah. It all just comes down to, like you said, what they do with it and what they change. So people will have their eyes on it for sure. And moving forward, it sounds like they have a great, I guess, like, bottom when it comes to 1 million people have purchased the game. So,
dude, they got a rock solid foundation in this game.
Yeah.
You could literally tell someone right now, you can go buy this game, have a phenomenal PvE experience, take you anywhere 40 to 80 hours.
Yeah.
Never go to the deep desert.
Yep.
like you could literally just take away the deep desert and it'd still be worth it. So hopefully they'll figure that out, and then it'll be even better.
It's true. We will see what Funcom does in the future. And we'll probably go to you for that as our Dune associate. Dune respondent.
Dune
correspondent.
All right, we're going to Co out in the desert, in the deep desert. Co, how's it going out there in the deep desert? How's the PvP?
Yep.
It's still really sad to think the storm's really got.
Exactly.
It's exploding.
I still can't see anything. Haven't been able to for 4 days.
That I still
Man,
think
my dreams are real good.
I still think that's the funniest or the funnest part of the game for me is when I was in the deep desert on a closed server, private server. I was just in an ornithopter. I was just, coasting, very little noise, and then you could see the giant sandstorm rolling in and just watch it roll by you without being like. There's some cool shit in that game. Some very serene moments that occur.
Yes. The Coriolis storm has its own unique look and everything up in the sky when the sandstorm passes through, like this nebula, crazy. Oh, it's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. I enjoyed a lot for that. What else is going on in the world of news? You guys remember Chris Wilson? We had him on the show, I think, at one point. The Path of Exile guy, co-creator of Path of Exile.
Of course.
Yeah. He started a YouTube channel.
I'm sorry, what?
He has a YouTube channel now. And one of his first videos was celebrating 25 years of Diablo 2 with David Brevik, who was one of the other folk that started that. Alongside his YouTube channel, and maybe more importantly to listeners, he's got a new studio. He founded a new studio called Light Pattern. Light Pattern is a boutique game development studio working on an unannounced project. They are looking for an art director at the moment. You can go to their website. It looks like it is in Auckland, New Zealand.
He did not waste a lot of time.
Yeah. Sounds like,
Dang.
I guess he's been kind of hidden,
awesome.
shadowed, been away for some time. So there might have been some sort of non-compete there.
Maybe.
But it was maybe 6 months at the most, because it hasn't been very long, like you said.
Yeah.
And then what is, if you go to the, so I'm at lightpattern.com. If you go to the art director role, let's see what someone is saying you can kind of glean. Okay, so an appreciation for classic RPGs from the 1990s and 2000s, a deep familiarity with Diablo 2, not just playing it, but understanding what makes its world, art, and system so endearing. Got it. So, PoE 3, I guess. You got to make another ARPG.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be an ARPG.
Yeah.
And if it's not, what would it be?
I don't know.
I'm just picturing this interview. It's like, it says you used to work for Bungie? Did you work on a game that was gonna come out? Did you work on Marathon? Was that you? No.
Was that you?
Was that you?
Oh,
it wasn't me.
Man. I didn't even think about.
Totally unrelated
the
that I'm
guy.
looking for a job right now.
Yeah. God, I would not want to hire an art director in today's climate. That's for sure. That's got to be a massive pain in the ass to do.
Do you hear about altars?
Yeah, I saw the headline on that this morning. That apparently there's AI images in it.
This is an interesting situation. Okay, so here's what happened. In some of the Brazilian text, one of the actual one of the actual subtitles is "Oh, I'm sorry, let me try that again," and then it says it in Brazilian, which is clearly a prompt where they had to redo it.
Okay.
And then there's also a screen where there is an actual prompt from the AI they were using to make the space gibberish that's on the panel.
Oh,
where it was do you want this to sound less science-y or something like that? And then it had a question mark. You can see it in the ad about it. So this is here's where this gets really strange, because there is good AI and there is bad AI. The idea of using AI for translating, I don't know how I like, I don't know if that's a big deal. Like, so the fact that there was AI in the subtitle stuff, like using AI to localize a game, especially from a smaller studio, I think that might be okay. Yeah, you can see right there. Sure, here's a revised version focusing purely on scientific and astronomical data. So that was literally a return from a prompt that they put in ChatGPT. So they put a prompt in, got something, and then responded with the prompt, and then that was copy and pasted from it. So, and then here's the other weird thing, right? Now this is the second kind of example that they found in here. The part that this did, if you look at this, if it's the first part, if it's the captain's log that the AI wrote, that's kind of messed up, right? But if it's the scientific data, and it does say in the response, here's a revised version focusing purely on scientific and astronomical data. So they had prompted, like, ignore the captain's log or the top part maybe. If they're just putting in random, like, believable science jargon, and they're a writer that doesn't know how to do that, I'd assume you'd either just go online and copy paste something that you'd find off Google, or just tell an AI to give you some random scientific gibberish, which it sounds like what they did here. So in my mind, I'm going, is this an ethical use of it? It looks like they didn't have it right the part that a human would write. They just had it put in the gibberish that probably doesn't make any sense to the game. Just there to look like gibberish. Is that okay?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That. Yeah,
there is a human specialist that would know that possibly know that real data. It's like they could contact. They could also do the legwork and find some actual data that they could use. I mean, that's the other alternative. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like this is one of those lines that I can't immediately say it's good or bad. It makes me kind of stop for a second and be like, I'd have to think about this one.
Yeah. I'm reading, I pulled up an article about it. The Korean translator, oh God, I'm going to butcher it. Handong Ryu, I guess is how I pronounce that. I apologize for butchering
JP,
that.
Please don't try to be so racist.
Yeah. He said, I was responsible for translating the vast majority of the Korean version of the altars. Unfortunately, the same issue exists in the Korean version as well, which makes it more likely that the second scenario you mentioned is closer to the truth. While no AI prompt has been exposed, I can confirm that the same section of the Korean localization shows clear signs of having been run through a language learning model without proper editing. There have been significant backlash from the Korean gaming community, and has been really disheartening to witness, especially since the criticism stems from a part of the game I had no control over.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is, regardless of anything, regardless on what you think about this, and regardless if it's okay or not okay, it is not okay that they did any of this and not flag on Steam that they were using AI stuff. That's, especially right now, that's not good. Like,
yeah,
that's not a good look at all. I mean, Steam, made it very public that they put that in there. They made it very clear to devs they wanted them to use it. What are you doing, man? Like, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Yeah.
So that's a little disheartening, especially considering I'm planning on playing this game, and that sounds like it's a freaking great game. So it's disappointing to hear that there's, unneeded blemish. And of course, the worst part is now we have to go, okay, what's in there that we didn't catch?
Right.
What, how much of it is
if
actually
they're doing
in there?
this for
And
that, then
sucks.
how far do they go?
Sucks,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I hate having to even consider that.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I started off not knowing the situation, and now I'm like forming an opinion around it in real time. And I'm at the point where it's like, what you just said rings true. Like, what else did they do? And then do we do we require all development teams to talk about any quote unquote AI that they use, even though AI is such a broad generic term these days, when half the time it's not even AI to begin with, it's whatever. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't know. It's an interesting time. And I'm sure they're not the first studio to do this, but they are, however, maybe the first to kind of get caught doing this. So Yeah, probably not the last
see-
time we'll see something along these lines.
I see people putting LLM in the chat. Is that language learning
Model.
module?
Yeah, yeah.
Large
Model,
language
okay.
model. It's a type of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
It is not.
So that
it is not
counts as
different.
AI?
It is a type of AI.
It's under the umbrella. I think the
It's under the
discussion
umbrella.
on if it's
LLMs
AI or
are
not
a
is
type of AI.
that's a bigger discussion. But essentially, it's feeding a program a bunch of language. Then the program learns from that language what to do.
Well, I mean, okay. It's not. I mean, if you want to be, it's not technically artificial intelligence, but it has a similar output. If you hold on. If you hold on, are LLMs AI in Google? A large language model is a type of artificial intelligence program that can recognize and generate text among other tasks. And for the
Are
record,
you reading the
Google,
AI response though?
Yeah, is that the
Google
AI
is never
response?
no. Oh God.
Does it say at the top AI response?
I don't know. No.
Let me see if I could get
I will say though, the top searched option is I don't think LLMs are AI, and here's why. That's the top option that came up on the search.
well,
So
mine
apparently
says-
this may be a contested topic.
My AI overview from Google says yes, a large language model (LLM) is a type of artificial intelligence (AI). They are
Well, maybe that's
specifically
just-
designed
but now hold on.
to
No,
process,
wait.
understand, and generate human language. They are trained on vast
What
amounts
if
of text.
LLMs
Uh-huh.
are just like slightly emo and want to be an AI, but they aren't? You know, they just
Now
wanna
we're
fit
getting
in?
into the ethics of it. You know, the morality of it all. You never know.
I mean, it could just be a phase,
Could be.
Mom.
It really could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there just some rule set or something where I can go and look and say like AI is okay for this and it's not for this? Can we just have hard fast rules, please?
Not only can we not have that,
It's too new.
but
yeah.
the term AI is such an umbrella. Like it's almost meaningless these days. It can mean so many different things. It's like the F word. It's like a vowel. It's a verb. It's an adverb. I mean, it's like you can do anything with it. You could,
It's
but
an
so
adverb,
it's
fuckingly. I love
Yeah.
that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I use it all the
He
time.
Ko ran to the store fuckingly.
I did.
Fuckily. How about that?
A boy of fuck, if you would. But anyway, so
Yeah, there
it
you
was.
go.
It was
I said it. I got it. You're welcome.
so, but it's tumultuous, but it's all the things.
Yeah.
Artists want a monopoly on art. That's all. AI did nothing wrong. Okay, that's a take. That's a take. That's a Twitch chat take, is what that is.
Holy shit. Is the AI in the room with you, buddy? That's crazy.
Hey, what's the name of that guy? Hold on. Okay. Resend prompt in Japanese. Go.
Holy. Yeah. It's such a
the whole
thing, and I think it's gonna unfortunately be such a topic of our generation, of our time alive, that it's in everything.
Yeah.
Like any work, any field that you're in right now, it's in. Kids growing up it's all over the school system.
And-
like it's
and the
a
worst part
nightmare.
is, AI right now is a 100% VC and investment buzz term.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be involved. So what that means is that umbrella is getting tons of things under it that aren't AI at all. In fact, have nothing to do with AI. They're just being marketed as that so they can get more investment or get their stages in. And so it's created an even more viscous situation where it's like, to go to Zeke's point, make a list of what's good and bad. Bro, if you made a list of all the AI right now, most of it wouldn't even be AI. So it's like, we're not even near to the point where we're going to start identifying like really good and really bad on a general level. That being said, there absolutely is good and bad AI. There's bad AI, the kind of blanket terminology is, or blanket premise is, bad AI is AI that replaces like human creativity, the human element. That's bad AI. Writing, art, music. That's not good AI. Or bad AI. Or that's not good AI. That's the bad stuff. Good AI though, and there's lots of it, is like pipeline stuff. Stuff that makes your graphics process faster, stuff that makes your workflows go quicker, stuff that organizes stuff for you that you had to do all manually before that was just clerical bullshit. So there's all sorts of
Okay,
really
I got it.
good stuff.
So AI good, is enhance the human part of the job. AI bad, replace the human part of the job.
Sort of, but it's not exactly like a painter would want to run their artwork through AI to make it better.
It's not a black and white argument at all.
Yeah, it's.
I was trying to do it. I was trying.
Even what Co said, even though I think I agree with it, people will still have a problem with. Like,
oh, completely.
There are people that will still have
100%.
a problem with, not people in general. But
this is a debated topic right now. There are vehement people that will tell you that AI should never replace humans. There are vehement people like that guy in chat. He was dead serious. And there is a huge majority of people that are like, I don't care about artists. AI is fine. I don't give a shit. I don't know the people that draw the stuff in front of me. I don't care. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, it does not matter. AI is fine in all regards. Like, I don't care who writes my music. If I like it, I like it. Like it, and that's absolutely a way that a lot of people think. So it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see who wins that fight. As it gets more public.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in the early phases of that, so it's
very early phases. Yep.
Something that'll be around for a very long time, and I'm sure it's not the first and last time it's definitely not the first time we've discussed.
Imagine the first full AI streamers. They already exist. They're already on the platform. Have been for years, actually.
Yeah. Is it Neurosama? Is that
Neurosama?
Yeah,
is one of them, and there's actually multiple now. So it's a whole thing.
Yep. Very true. Anyways,
didn't she have the highest subtrain on the platform at some point?
Hype train. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So literally, the AI overlords were winning on Twitch for a period of time from all the people.
Yeah, it's a thing. But do we think the alters is in the wrong for this? I haven't played the game. I don't really. For me, just learning about it, you probably disclose that. That's my thoughts on it.
I was going to bring up there's an old adage about like you hire someone at your job and you catch them stealing from the till. And what do you do? It's the first time they've ever like done this or whatever. They tell you it's like, oh, never happened again. Whatever. It's like it's the first time they got caught. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
This is the first thing we're seeing, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's not a whole, shit that we're not seeing.
Right. Yep. I agree with that take.
But I think also like in the future, it's going to be like the word organic has become like on vegetables and stuff. It's going to be like this game made with no AI. Like it's going to be like the
100% AI
fucking,
free
like, stamp. Yeah, AI free.
Free range human made.
Right.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
And even those fucking stickers are bullshit. There's like good and bad stickers.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
It's like,
product made by 100% humanity.
Yeah. Like it's all messed up.
GMO free games. Yeah,
exactly. It's all messed up. Anyways, what else is going on in the world of news? Not the biggest bit of news, but all the conversation around EA and Dragon Age not doing well, and EA being in a bad spot, et cetera, et cetera. Well, at least their CEO is doing well. He earned an additional $5 million, up from the year before. Currently receiving $30.5 million in cash and stock pay for the months ending March 31st, 2025. So that's great.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah.
That's great.
There was another company what was the company that voted for their CEO to earn less? Was that a game company? There was someone that happened to. Chat, what company was that? I'm trying to think who that was. I thought that was EA, but that wasn't EA because Andrew Wilson earned more.
Oh, that was replace CEOs with AI, you cowards.
Yes, the cycle is complete.
There you go. Oh, that was Warner Brothers. That's
Warner
right.
Brothers.
Yeah, they cut the Warner Brothers CEO by a significant amount. I think that was like 60-5 or something like that. Like it was a pretty a large percentage, I should say. Significant is a weird term to use in that. But yeah, EA's CEO, they got paid more for all those bangers that they put out this year. Yeah, with I guess Battlefield still is a thing this year. Is Battlefield 6 2025? They're doing that like weird alpha testing thing right now, where they're getting more feedback. But I don't know if it's 2025 or 2026.
I have no idea.
I haven't caught up much of it.
Same.
What else is happening? A little bit of a slower week. We're in that post Summer Game Fest, I guess slump, if there is one. The summer phase that tends to happen. Rematch, the foosball game is doing quite well. That topped 1 million sold. Peak is destroying sales. I think that crossed 2 million already.
You played that, right?
Yes. Yeah, the game's
Looking forward to hearing about
fantastic.
it. Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think did you guys see the tweet from that team? So the team that made that is a combination of Land Shark and the people that made Another Crab's Treasure, which I think you guys played.
Yeah, I did not, but I know all about it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I played a little of it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a combination of those two dev teams, and now they're called. I'm telling the story horribly wrong, but anyways, they combined at a game jam, right? And over the course of a month, I think it's like those 7 or 8 individuals made Peak, and so they tweeted out something like kind of rage baity, but also hilarious. On their social media account from Aggro Crab Games. They tweeted out,
Crap. Yeah, that I was gonna say, yeah.
"Why did this stupid jam game sell more copies than Another Crab's Treasure? I'm gonna crash out." And that was their 1 million sold announcement post. And a lot of people didn't know that those were the devs. So they got some pretty interesting responses to that tweet, which I thought was like pretty good. I was very much into that, and congrats to those guys. I'm sure that's got to be a little bit. I don't know what the word is. Like there's humor in that tweet, and I think they meant it as a joke, but there's probably some truth in that as well, where they're like, we work so hard on this, like, Souls crab game, and we did so many deals with like Game Pass and Xbox and so many meetings, and then they did a game jam in a month and they sold 1 million copies in the first 6 days, and now I think it's actually sold 2 million copies, and so they're probably like,
no, it's like those bands that are like they're one-hit wonders. They put like all of their heart and soul into like this album, and then they do this stupid little jingle, like, catchy tune that they pumped out in like 5 minutes. It's like, we wrote that in 5 minutes. It took a year of blood, sweat, and tears of my life to make this album. And you like this stupid song, huh?
Yeah.
Even though we're making money off of it. Like, God damn it.
It reminds me of one of my favorite movies, That Thing You Do. From like, was that the 90s or early 2000s?
Wow, yeah.
I love that movie.
Long time
The
ago.
Oneaters?
Yeah, the Oneaters. Yeah. No. It's
that
the
song's
Wonders.
gonna be stuck in my head now.
Oh, it's a bop. It's a hell of a bop.
It's
It's a hell of a bop.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah. You gotta stop singing it. You gotta stop singing it. But yeah,
I'm
Peak's
done.
great.
Done.
We'll talk about it. I did play it. We'll mention it here after we get through the news. Pow World and Terraria are teaming up. They have put out a little gameplay trailer for their like crossover. It's kind of fucking cool. I kind of want to see more of like this 3D Terraria, because
Dude, 3D Terraria would
rad.
be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like people wanted that forever. Like it would be kind of awesome.
I
It's not doing terrain. Is it doing terrain deformation?
I don't think so. I think it's just models and slimes and some like different weapons, and you see like the eye boss
Gotcha. Yeah.
from Terraria, and I think you can like capture.
Is that Power World?
Yeah, you can capture it, the different monsters or whatever, and have them as pets in Pow World. But definitely a cool crossover that I didn't expect would, 1, exist and 2, work. But here we are. So they continue. Power World continues to do good things. I think I also saw them still in the top 10 of concurrence. So
They're kicking ass.
yeah, Power World still kicking ass.
Kicking ass.
Who is is it Bucky? Is that the community manager? Yeah, he shared a tweet on this thing where he actually got. I wish I could find it quickly, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. He actually got a tweet from a DM from the Terraria and said, is it Red Digit? Is that how you say his name? The lead dev of Terraria said, "Hey there.
Not sure.
I'm sure this sounds pretty insane, but I would love to possibly have a chat sometime about potential collab or some crossover items/creatures between Power World and Terraria. Just such a massive fan to the game and would love to do something together at some point." And that's how it all started.
That is so cool.
Which is cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very
Redigit.
Oh,
Redigit. Okay, that makes a
There you
lot
go.
more sense. Yeah.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. But a cool way to see how that all started. And it's out now, I believe. I think it's out now. Is that what the trailer just said? That crossover. Go look at their Steam page. They'll let you know. What else is there? You following any of the Chris Avallone stuff, Co? Where he joined Quantic Dreams? Wait. Oh,
Wait,
former
no, he
Quantic
joined
Dreams writer.
I made a new studio.
Yes, Republic Games. That's what
I
he
am.
joined.
I am very excited. I have liked Chris Avallone since forever, since his early projects. So it was good. It's very good to see him back in the saddle. Is what I'll say. Like he is a very talented writer. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what it comes up with. It sounds also from the announcement like he is involved in a pretty big capacity, and it sounds like it is a very narrative heavy game. So I don't know what it is. I also know that Brian and Amelia Descartes are both going to be in it. Some of the leads from Detroit Become Human. So they're awesome. They stream on Twitch all the time. Fantastic couple. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very cool. Whatever they're cooking, man, should be good as long as it runs well. Please, mind's eye. Oh God.
Okay. Yeah.
That poor studio already lost like ton of employees.
I saw they had a lot of
Horrible,
firings.
horrible.
I also saw the was it the lead voice actor that did the main character or whatever was rightfully very pissed off on
He was
social media.
pissed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more credit. I mean, it looked like from the trailers and stuff, it looked like he did a damn decent job. And like now the whole thing is mired by all this controversy. It's really sucks for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, you put yourself in his shoes. Like you get your big break, right? This like huge, potentially
And he, man, for
massive
that
game, and
role,
it just flops.
that probably took months and months and months to do.
Yeah.
Like a role of that size, just of your life, just gone.
Yeah.
Bummer. Hopefully he'll get another role soon. That would be, someone needs to give him a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Not fair.
We were talking about Firebreak, FBC Firebreak last week. They had a big social media push to let everyone know they surpassed 1 million players.
Yeah.
Players doing a lot of
was-
work in that statement. So,
Doing a lot of work, especially because like screenshots were going around of at the time of the tweet claiming they had 1 million players just a couple weeks after release, there was 119 players playing it on Steam. And I know that we've talked about Game Pass and all that kind of stuff, but that still seems real low. I don't know. Like that's just that's real low.
yeah.
That's real.
An interesting situation. What else?
You can never go solely off Steam numbers ever these days.
No.
But
that
you
trick
can
doesn't
always
work
kind of
anymore.
it doesn't work anymore. But you can kind of look. You can still look at them. You can still use them as a data point, just not as the full Monty as you would. Yeah.
I think that's kind of it for everything. Chat, let me know if there's any big stuff that we missed. There was some, I say Twitch news. There was some Twitch conversations that we can dive into. And I think Co and Zeke are probably thinking like, which ones are we going to talk about? where are we talking about with that? Twitch did one thing that they did introduce, and I actually benefited from doing a subathon. You can now like schedule. You can set up a 35% off on subs that you and Twitch split. I believe is it 72 hours worth of time, and you can do it 7 times within 1 year. And so we would schedule out like 11 or 12 hours. I think I have like 40 hours left for this year. You're only allotted so many hours and so many times that you can do this. But I'm glad that they're doing that.
That's cool.
So that,
For flexibility.
Yeah, for flexibility, exactly. If people are taking a vacation or something and then Twitch just randomly pops up, hey, we're doing 35% off, you always feel like, fuck, I shouldn't have taken this vacation. I shouldn't have been away, yada, yada, yada. But now you can time it. So that's cool. I'm glad that they're doing that stuff.
No, I'm glad you can kind of schedule it, which is great because I do that one, every month, like the first Saturday of the month. I can just do that every time. It'll be fucking great.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Every creator can kind of make it work for their channel because every channel's different. So that is good stuff. In terms of the conversation right now around Twitch, I guess the loudest, the biggest conversation is this conversation around viewbotting, which popped up. Was that last week when all that started?
What an unfortunate thing to have to be a conversation.
Yeah. I caught the end of it, I guess. So I don't know the origins of it, but you guys will it sounds like you're somewhat in the know, so you'll have to.
Yeah. So Ray J is a streamer, and he came in. I think he's also a rapper. I think he's pretty popular. Honestly, I'm not sure, but he seems to have a big following, and he started to stream on Twitch. I think T-Pain helped set him up, and then he overnight went from like a few hundred viewers to like 7,000 to 8,000. And you can look on his records, like it's obvious.
Yeah.
So people started calling him out on it. The difference between what he has done and people in the past is he basically looked right in the camera and said, yeah, I'm viewbotting. Everyone does it. I admit to doing it. It's legal, so I'd be dumb not to do it. Now, that puts this directly in Twitch's lap. Like, Twitch now has to decide, are you just going to be cool with viewbotting? Or are you going to actually enforce it? Because here's a little known fact. No one really gets ever banned or temp banned for viewbotting ever. It doesn't happen.
It hasn't happened, ever.
It's never happened. So if this was something that was done to him, it would be one of the first times it's been done. All the worst viewbotters have left the platform in fear of things happening, not because things have actually happened to them. So this is a big thing. Now, Twitch has clearly in the past said language that has led us to think it's not okay. Dan Clancy specifically has made public statements saying that he is not okay with it, which is why everyone is a little confused about why this is happening, especially considering that Dan Clancy welcomed Ray J onto the platform. So, which makes this a little bit more tumultuous. So anyway, that's where we are. And the part that already makes this a really shitty situation is the fact that it's already been way too long that Twitch has been quiet about it.
Yeah.
Like, this happened days ago and nothing has been done. And, people are putting up tweets. Other people are sending direct messages being like, what the f- are you doing? And this, I hate to say it, but if this may be a very big turning point on Twitch, because if nothing gets done to Ray J, it's just going to start happening everywhere. There's no reason it won't.
Right.
No reason.
Well, and
he literally did the only thing that you can't do to actually get banned. And that is actually admitting without like on stream recorded that you are doing it. The reason no one's ever been banned for Viewbots before now is because nobody's been that way. I was about to say that dumb, but I'm not going to say that dumb because Ray J's a new streamer. And it is very clear that this isn't a him being dumb thing. He fully believes he just started bursting onto the scene and he's like, everyone's doing this. I'm doing it too. Like someone, and if no one stops him, he's kind of right, which is what's crazy about this whole situation.
Well, someone told him that everyone is doing it, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's where I start to, it goes from what Zeke was saying, right? Like it's a little bit different because it's not the first time someone got caught because he just openly said it, but it makes you think, who else has done this? Right? Like who else has done this? Someone in my chat,
who else does Twitch
not someone,
know about?
but Ron, who used to work at Twitch, I don't think he no longer does. But he said himself, it happened. If Twitch has proof, I myself have banned a lot of channels for this. So I think that's
Wait,
the
say it
more
again.
like
Say that one more time.
he said.
This is a Twitch employee, you said?
It has happened. If Twitch had proof, I myself banned a lot of channels. We had a lot of channels that admitted or even showed the dashboard of the bots, and Twitch suspended the channels. So he
Okay,
himself
but
is
those are
personally
people who
banned
admitted it.
it. Yes.
Out of curiosity, has there ever been a case of somebody getting banned for viewbotting that has not admitted it? Like
Yeah,
for
I
instance,
don't. Well, we'll wait
I have
for the
100,000
response.
viewers, but I'm not doing this. I know. For recently, a bunch of big Force and Pirate Software, a bunch of them were botted for like a while, days, for
Right.
hours and hours and hours a day. As far as I knew, no one had ever been hit for that. And if that's different, I would love to get informed on that.
Yeah. This is former Twitch employee, so he's no longer
Okay.
representing Twitch. He's representing himself. So I don't want. If he doesn't answer, he doesn't answer. But yeah. It's the type of thing where you start to wonder, like, well, someone told him that it is the common thing. It is the normal thing, right? So who knows? You start to wonder, like, well, who else is doing it, right? Like, who told him that? Who is he going to drop names? Like, you start thinking, are there other big
Here's the
channels
thing.
that do this?
Yeah, and Julia said Twitch did nothing to help my streamer friend, and he was sitting there with over 100,000 view bots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like, why, if they don't go after that, why would they do anything? Like, why would they even spend resources to try to combat that if they don't care if people do it? And I think this situation is going to start showing, like, maybe they just don't care. Maybe that ship has sailed at Twitch, and they just no longer care. Maybe it's all metrics over everything. They don't care if it comes from bots. But it's whatever they got to do. They got to say something.
It's super short-sighted.
Yeah.
To not do something about this. It's super short-sighted because the
more importantly,
benefit
advertisers
is
are just going to stop. They're
like-
just going to stop paying it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
what I was getting at. Like they'll look at it and go, "Well, yeah, go ahead and read Goth's post." He puts it better than I ever do.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
Goth is very vocal. So is Elahheim on Twitter about this. He tweeted out, "I've been warning you all for years. The number of times I've been told to stay on my lane and worry about myself when my concern was that the problem had become so weaved into the fabric of streaming culture that the negative side effects reach the doorstep of myself and my peers. Do something at DJ Clancy 999, CEO of Twitch." And I'm fairly certain that Goth has been at these. I mean, both of you guys have, as well as Goth, been at dinners with Clancy. So
I had dinner with me and Dan Clancy.
yeah, okay.
And we talked about this issue at length, and that was 2 years ago, and shortly before the F Extra Life stuff happened. So that was when that big push happened initially.
Yeah.
That kind of like started the whole thing, and then unfortunately after that it completely died. It was like that initiative disappeared. There was supposed to be a whole bunch of follow-up stuff to that just never happened. So yeah, and now here we are.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what the perfect, in a perfect world, what I would like want Twitch to do. I would guess, silently doing something behind the scenes, and then if the creator wants to go out and say something, is probably the Twitch way. They try to stay out of like grandstanding on stuff when it comes to bans and whatnot. They put the onus on the creator to share if why they were banned or whatever. But it would be nice to have a statement about it at the least, whether that's like an official Twitch blog from, a Twitch employee rather than what I'm saying is a nameless employee, or that's Clancy himself coming out and popping on like a episode of Patch Notes and making a statement. I don't know. I suspect we won't get a damn thing. But I hope that's not the case, because
I mean,
it will start to be a problem for all of us, for sure.
It's not only going to be a problem.
Go
ahead, Zeke.
From a technical standpoint, Barry chimed in and said Twitch will want to get rid of the viewbots because it's wasting bandwidth and costing Twitch money. And I don't know how to say this word. In it?
What?
In it. No, like the British thing. In it.
Oh. Okay.
I was making a joke and I fucking fell on its face, apparently.
No. I thought you were trying to say inept or
God damn.
something like that. I didn't know what you were saying.
I buried the lead on that, didn't I? By making that
made
joke.
it.
Shit.
It's okay.
No, it's
that made it
costing
even more
the
funny.
viewbotting-
No, it worked out.
Viewbotting is costing Twitch money because of bandwidth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
That's the whole
right.
idea.
He's right. So, yeah, I don't know. Cole, what were you gonna say?
Don't remember. Not
Okay.
important.
Yeah, it happens. You were in it.
I talk a lot about not a lot.
That's true. That's true.
We're in it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
It's
not
an
how you
odd thing. It's an odd position that I think has kind of always been talked about, like behind the scenes. And there's been a handful of people that have brought it kind of into the public eye, and now it's kind of tipped the scale to everyone's talking about it because of Ray J just blatantly being like, yeah, I'm viewbotting.
This is the largest instance we've ever had of this type, and it's gonna set precedent going forward.
Sure.
Because if nothing's done, there's nothing that we can do from a streaming perspective. But I mean, the biggest thing. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. The biggest thing that I'm most concerned about is it's like this could have severe and significant ramifications to the entire platform. Like I am pretty frustrated with Dan. Like on a I am using your platform as a contractor level.
Yeah.
You are not being more responsible in making sure the people that give you money for advertisements know that those numbers are real numbers, that they're seeing. Like I'm pretty frustrated at him for not doing his job properly and making sure that that's public knowledge.
Sure.
And if he doesn't do this, every single streamer on this platform should be very frustrated with him in that position doing what he's doing. So like this is a big deal. Like if viewbotting gets allowed on this platform, like every current metric, like River, all the big data stuff, it all goes off public information. All of that becomes garbage if it's just flooded with fake numbers all the time. So it becomes impossible to track. Like for anything, everything loses value when you can't. There's no. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous if that actually does not. If nothing gets done about it.
Yeah,
it could kill the platform for advertising. It could kill the platform completely if advertisers pull out.
Just from Twitches, yeah, not even like sponsored streams. The advertisers would pull
They have
out.
to be crazy to want to advertise on the platform.
How do you trust the numbers that Twitch is giving
Absolutely.
you?
Yeah, completely.
I'd be surprised if that hasn't already happened, especially given how much like the tippy top end of streamers run ads. Like in our neck of the woods, we don't run that much ads. In their neck of the woods, they're running the max amount of ads you can run an hour, which is 21 minutes.
I'm gonna bring up something here though, because I was just saying there, I was like, I'm frustrated Dan isn't saying anything. I'm mad at him for not addressing it. But then that led me to think, what if he can't say anything about it? Because what if Twitch can't do anything about it? What if Twitch doesn't have effective tools for identifying and stopping viewbots? Like, what if that's why we're not hearing anything? Which is a very kind of dystopian thought. But I mean, at that point, I guess even more, it would have to be on a per basis. Like you look at Ray J's thing, like that's
and it just
proof.
skyrockets.
You just look at the thing, that's proof. You'd have to go off that and just make a public stance. Kind of like no, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's what they'd have to do. It'd have to be like their ban system, which is completely gray, and they don't follow any rules with that anyway. They could just do the same thing for viewbotting. Just say like, it's a case by case basis. We will apply judicious rulings as needed, et cetera, et cetera. They're not doing any of that right now, which is a big problem, but. Yeah, there's no way they could enforce it. Even if they couldn't control it, they could still enforce it.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the whole thing is if you
use
watch
AI to detect numbers. Brilliant.
Sorry. If you watch that little 1 minute clip of Ray J, like my favorite part of it was like, if you don't think this platform is about making money any way you can, stick a salted bottle up your ass.
Yeah.
He's like, take this bottle, salt it up, and stick it up your ass. And I was like, God damn, that's fucking cold shit, right?
Wow. I didn't get to that part of the video. That's all right.
No, that's the part that stuck out to me because he was like, you could take this bottle and salt it up. I'm like, where's he going with this? Oh, he's going, okay.
It's funny.
Well,
Ron made some more, I think, noteworthy comments in the chat. He said, Twitch has been doing a lot against bot for years. A lot of bots are filtered out, but many aren't. It's just the classic cat and mouse game. We always had a bot in Slack. We could type in the channel, and it would show exactly how many bots were in that channel and where they came from. Twitch has a dedicated viewer bot team. So,
What? Wait,
Yeah.
you're telling me they can?
So at this point, there's no way they don't know about that situation, and maybe they're like having a conversation behind the scenes or something.
When it,
Wow.
but like, oh my god, and I hate to say this, but when it comes to people who have big names, celebrities, it's touchy. You got to handle that.
They get preferential treatment. Yeah, there's no way they don't.
Of course they do.
Because the other thing that you do
Wow.
potentially is if they go up and ban him, you have to deal with the social clapback of that towards the platform, and that might be even worse than a couple of disgruntled streamers.
You think that there would have been a big social pushback if Twitch had banned somebody who admitted to viewbotting on stream?
Yeah.
After all the other bans that go on all the time vacuously?
Yeah. People are stupid.
There's a vast majority of.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Okay. Yes,
like,
you're probably
no,
right.
like-
But if they really cared about that, they would have done something about their actual ban system years ago.
True.
Because it is a complete cluster that is messed up and has stories about it 10 times a month. So the idea that that would stop them in this regard is
that is a weak
seems
argument.
ridiculous.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a weak argument.
I don't know, man.
But I do think that when it comes to big creators, Twitch has to handle big creators with kid gloves because of the clapback from their audience. And
Okay. I get like a Kai, right? 100K. I get it. I think wasn't he averaging like 500 or so? This is like a classic, like viewbotting to get ahead experience. This isn't like Drake coming to stream on the platform or Kai Cenat or something.
I see what you're
like
saying.
This,
that he doesn't have that much of an audience.
So why would, especially in this case, if you had 15,000 people base and you bought it to 100, that's one thing. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would line up here.
Yeah.
Those cases exist.
Well,
don't get me wrong. I just don't think it would line up here.
According to the metric, it was like, I mean, just looking at the graph, it was somewhere like around 800. Then it jumped up to like, I don't know, 12 to 1,500. And then
The
it went
monumental
from
rise,
there
yeah.
to like 6 to 7,000.
Yeah.
In
Then again,
days.
Given that it is 2025, maybe all that clapback would be bots themselves, right? Like,
Oh
maybe on-
shit, yeah,
on social media.
for sure.
The internet's empty.
It fucking sucks, man. It really does. It's just a bunch of angry bots,
my
and everyone's
God.
like, "Oh God, the bots are
Bots
upset."
fighting bots.
Yeah,
The Black
Oh my
Mirror
God.
episode where it's just all of humanity's
Oh,
left is three guys doing a podcast. It's just a bunch of AIs in chat that make it feel like there's real people.
you say Black Mirror episode, man. That shit's already man. I go on random Twitter posts or random fucking TikToks. First thing I do is open the comments. I'm like, bot, bot. And it's always like some attractive profile picture with like, great video. That was a really fantastic point.
I really liked your YouTube video.
Yeah, I really liked your YouTube video. Oh man, it's all over the place. Who really knows what's real anymore in this fucking shit?
But anyway, the big thing is like whatever Twitch is doing, I hope they're trying to be at least somewhat smart behind the scenes about it. Because
yes,
from
I
a
agree.
layman, from an outside layman, it looks like they're doing nothing, and it looks terrible.
Mhm.
So that's with the information I have. This looks incredibly not well managed and very unprofessional.
Yes.
So I hope I'm wrong and that a lot's going on behind the scenes.
And I
And that
will
they're talking to advertisers and making sure they understand and all that stuff.
I will say historically, Twitch has kind of always done that, where they just like take the L publicly, but they do stuff in the background behind the scenes that we just never hear about. I know that to be true.
Okay.
I hope that's the case here, and they're just publicly taking the L. But that's what it's. I just echoing what you just said, right? Like, I hope that's not the case, or I hope that is the case, and we don't know what's happening.
Totally get you.
Yeah. It's an interesting time for sure. The other thing aside from advertisers in terms of like a worry that this prompted was the idea of like, well, who else is doing it? Right? Like, who else skyrocketed with real viewership and now in the fall off period is viewbotting to keep the numbers around similar levels? Is that a possibility? I don't know. That's even harder to gauge.
Organic viewbotting.
Yeah, that's even harder to gauge, right?
Oh God. Well, no, it's not. Because Twitch can just run a command in your damn chat room.
Well, apparently,
tell you
yeah,
how many people are botting. So no, it's not. It's not hard at all, JP. In fact, I could give you an Excel document in 15 minutes if I had the right command.
That's true. It's
So,
true.
yeah, there's that, I guess. Here's
Very
what
true.
we need. We need a public bot that can do that.
Some sort of Twitter
How
account.
do we make that happen? Maybe some kind of like some kind of plug-in that hey, exclamation point viewbot. How many viewbots are in here? Like, oh, that'd be nice.
We need the grok of viewbots where we could just
Krog.
What? What'd you say, Zeke?
Krog.
Krog? No, I meant grok from Twitter. Who the fuck is
No,
Krog?
I'm saying we
reversed
name it
Krog.
Krog
Why is it Krog?
Because it's
because it's Krog backwards. Move on. It wasn't that good of a joke. Please continue.
No,
I
it's
just
not
like
that
it
it wasn't a joke. It's that I didn't get it. That's the funny part.
Okay.
I loved it. I just
I thought you were mad at me for making that.
No,
Like,
I was.
Oh, no,
I
no.
was too red faced.
Okay.
I couldn't face the
my
screen.
favorite part of that was the confident incorrectness.
Yeah.
At one point, that's one of my favorite
Whew.
things. Is confident incorrectness.
Whew, that
Oh
just
man.
flew over my fucking head, right over it. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, you were saying we need a bot that we can ask.
Yeah, well, it would be nice if we could get that information. It would be nice, and
Yeah.
of course, this isn't going to happen. But I mean, like that would it. The fact that Twitch has that info and hasn't been doing things about it is wild. I mean, especially if they can get locational information, like that seems. I don't know. Like,
Well, again,
I
that
really
just
wish
fits-
I wish
Hold
they
on,
talked
I
to
got-
us more about this.
It
stuff.
fits my narrative
I
of
have a
Twitch
question.
does stuff, but they don't talk about it. They always take the L in a public thing.
But I mean, I guess they can't really talk too much about this because just like we started this conversation, like what you said, it was Rob in chat.
Yeah.
It's cat and mouse, right?
Yes.
So like they have to be very careful, I guess, about what they're divulging they know about, because if they were to do that, then all of a sudden everyone shifts what they're doing, and so end of story though. I wish they were more transparent with all this stuff. I wish they were more plugged in with us. You know, like let's talk about the view botting. Why we can't do it. Like this needs to be more of a thing and not something that's just pushed under the rug like it is now. It's just festering. And like people don't get it. Nobody really knows what's going on or what's going to happen.
Yep.
Totally not good. Totally not good.
I have a question. Like, if you have a stream of substantial size, like, I don't even know what that means, but like,
What does that mean anymore? Yeah.
no, I mean, like, exactly. But like, okay, like, say you get like 1,000 viewers. Are some of them inevitably going to be bots,
Yes.
Yeah.
or is it?
I get bots
Okay,
all the
there's
time in
bots-
my
no,
stream.
There's bots that just crawl around Twitch getting chat information. There's bots that troll that log chat for different reasons. There's bots that look for keywords then go back. I mean, there's hundreds of potential bots that could be in your channel for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a running.
If you run giveaways,
oh,
then you have bots waiting in your channel for when you run a giveaway, and then it will send more bots into your channel whenever your giveaways run.
we had that for a while.
We,
Yeah.
we had to block a lot of those.
Yeah.
we could find those ones out.
We had a lot of those. Right now, the meme or the goof in my chat, Zeke, is we have Miami bots. We don't know why, but people join the chat and they always post something about Miami and then like a little tropical
Dude.
flag or like a sunset
No.
emote or
I
something.
heard about this.
Oh,
It's the Florida Tourism Board. They're making a move.
this is a new push that they're
This
going
is the
for?
new push. This is what they're doing. It's that
okay.
organic social marketing. They're going to get all the influencers to be like, man, I haven't been to Miami in a long time. It's a good
I mean,
point.
I'm thinking about going
Thank you,
there.
Thank you, Buckfutter069. That was a great suggestion.
I'm
I really
thinking about
appreciate
going.
that.
They
Yeah.
those bots make a lot. They always be like they always join the stream, and the first message they say it says first time chatter. It's like, "Hey yo, for real," with like a palm tree. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
Okay.
Like meanwhile, I'm playing like a horse girl racing game or something. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Do they actually respond? Like, can you
No,
have a conversation?
I've
with
never
them?
seen
Oh.
them have a real conversation. They just post
bad.
generic affirmations. So it looks like, it looks like if you were in a 10,000 plus or 30,000 plus viewer stream, one, you would never read it, but two, they could be responding to anything. Is mostly what I think that is. But Yeah, it's very strange. But those do exist, Zeke, for sure. Like bots are everywhere, unfortunately.
Okay.
And there's no way to know. Unless they make it very
Unless you're
apparent
Twitch.
like that. Unless you're Twitch, apparently. Yeah.
Unless you're Twitch, in which case you just run the command.
Yeah, just run the Slack command. Yeah. What else? Do we, Co? I saw your response to, and I we talked about it in our Discord about Tim's comment about gaming being dead. Do we want to talk about that? I thought that was a rather interesting point that I've used a lot of my brain to mull over this past week.
Well, I think it's kind of an issue that the whole situation came down to an issue of sensationalism and perspective. So Tim has been doing relatively the same thing for his entire streaming career. Few games, same general thing, kind of does his thing. He's been very consistent over his career as well. He's gotten great numbers, usually in 5 digits. But at the same time, he's never been like one of the breakouts. You know, like he's not, a ninja. He's not a Kai Cenat. He's always been, because he's a game streamer. So he made a comment which went viral where he basically was saying like game streaming is dying. All these IRLs are getting, or RL streaming is getting huge. That's the next big thing, et cetera, et cetera. And all I did was just, and again, I knew what I was doing when I was responding to it. It was the Dexerto tweet, for God's sake.
You were sitting on the beach thinking, fuck, I'm bored.
Well, I was in my hotel room actually. But anyway, so I just, it was, there were a lot of people responding to the tweet that didn't really kind of get the situation. So I just put a response up. I was like, look, here's the deal. Game streaming is not dying. I've been doing this 12 years. I follow all the data all the time. It's not dying. It's just IRL streaming has come onto the scene. It has much more of a general, broad audience, which means it's going to have more numbers overall as more people find out about it. But there's always going to be people that want to watch gaming. That's going to get bigger as well. In fact, the trends are going up for game streaming, just not for Tim, unfortunately, in all regards. Because again, he's not really, there's not really a lot of super popular things that Tim plays that are out right now, which again makes perfect sense why he's not like in a big number thing right now. So it's just that situation. Somebody was responding to that being like, man, good job burning Tim. I didn't burn Tim, man. Like this
I don't
Tim's
think
a good
so
dude. No, it was Tim was one of the first people I subbed to on this platform. It was just, it was a conversation. It's like, we're good. It's just in Tim's perspective, it makes sense that he thinks the way he does, but game streaming's fine. We're good. Like, don't think we're dying. We're good. Things are great over here.
Yeah. No, I saw it randomly on like a TikTok thing because it definitely got clipped, and then it blew up much after that with Dexerto and your response. And I definitely thought a lot about it. Then I started thinking kind of what you just said, like, well, COD and like that realm of gaming is definitely not in a great place right now.
No, it is not.
And so for him to say what he said, I've definitely said probably on this very show years ago, like, gaming sucks. And it was probably because the games that I play at that time were not doing great, right?
Yep.
And so it's all perspective in your own bubble in a lot of ways.
Meanwhile, Tim is perfectly positioned as one of the highest like COD streamers on average to where if a giant COD comes out, he's going to have like 60, 70, 80K, 100K streams. So it's that kind of thing. Like when you're a game streamer, you're much more about riding the waves. You have to take your stream where the viewers are going. But when you're an IRL streamer, a lot of times you are the event. So as long as you are continuing to be entertaining, as long as you're continuing to put on big productions and shows and stuff, then people will keep coming. Mm-hmm. So it's a different way to stream. When you're doing game streaming, you're not necessarily the full star of the show. People could like you, but not like the game you're playing and just not want to watch you. So it's like, that's just part of the game. Comes with the territory. But it means that it's going to be very different to IRL, and it's always going to be different.
Yeah. I started also to think about the idea that there are classes, variety. There are, I guess, types of streamers. And I'm saying this not in a derogatory way. I would actually include myself in this in a lot of ways, especially at different points in the career where there's streamers that like chase the viewer game, right? The viewership game. And I feel like Tim has had the, again, not in a derogatory way, the privileged position where he didn't have to do that for so long. And so like maybe
Yeah, he was the dude. He was in many ways still is
Still
the top
is.
of the pile.
Yeah, I mean, he just came
Absolutely.
off of a massive Marvel Rivals push like 6 months ago or whatever that was. So it's very interesting to me just to see like all of the different type of streamers that exist respond to this in so many different ways because there's so many different ways to take it for sure. And Tim took it as, well, I'm going to go gamble in CS2. And that's what he's been doing for the past week with Nade Shot. And they're doing just fine. Nade Shot blew like $30,000 on cases. And got a massive audience in that. So, you know, he's doing okay. He's doing
Tim's doing just fine.
Yeah, his private jet was delayed a little bit, and so they got to spend some more money on stream. That's not me being a jackass. His literal private jet was delayed. So,
so that's real? That was a joke.
So he had to do a couple more cases. Yeah, he's doing just fine. It's a really it was actually a very entertaining stream with Nate Shot and Tim. They're a pretty funny duo. So
he finally got his knife.
Yes, I saw the clip as well. They finally got he broke even getting a $2,000 knife. He spent $30K.
Yeah, he lost like $28,000.
Yeah, something like that. Very insane. Very insane.
I tell you, man.
Oh, I didn't know he pulled 20K gloves.
Oh, did he?
Twitch is fucking cyclical, man. I feel like CS2 and CS gambling just like, it's one of the truisms of this platform. It always comes back to CS boxes, loot boxes, where everyone, that's like the old faithful.
Well, no. Speaking of cyclical, like, it's just crazy how it's going from, it went from Justin TV, and then the gaming section of Justin TV became Twitch.
Yeah.
And now we're back to Justin TV again, and I'm wondering if it's going to be like Twitch 2, just gaming.
Well, isn't it the 10-year? Is it the 10-year TwitchCon anniversary or the 10-year Twitch anniversary?
10th annual TwitchCon.
10th annual TwitchCon. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Because Twitch was. When did they rebrand Twitch? 2013, or was it 24? I forget the exact year that they rebranded. Maybe they've already passed their 10-year. Thing. It was June 2011. Okay, that seems way too early, but who knows what time is anymore? I don't know anything. Anyways,
June 2011 was when Twitch. Oh my god.
When Twitch became Justin TV became Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I still remember being in the car, being in like the Uber with DJ Wheat and Fish Sticks. And I forgot, maybe it was Slasher was the fourth in
John.
that car. Oh yeah, maybe John.
Probably John.
At PAX, going to the first ever Twitch party after they had just got purchased by Amazon, and being like, man, this is really weird, guys, isn't it? You guys are you're gonna be very rich soon. It was a fun car ride to say the least. Yeah. Which then led into the party and yada, yada, yada. All those, I can't believe that was a decade plus ago. Anyways, let's stop reminiscing.
Memories.
Yeah. I don't want to turn the show into that. So we should probably talk about games that we've been playing.
You guys remember back when...
Yeah. That's all the news though. We'll see what happens with all that stuff. I don't think there's any other like Twitch drama or anything that we need to jump into on this show that I know of.
Nope.
But there are games.
Well, no. Okay. So there's drama around this, but I don't want to address the drama part about it because the drama part about it's dumb. It's just people doing dumb things. But I do want to say this.
Okay.
Everyone who hears this podcast at any point in the next couple weeks should go to stopkillinggames.com.
Oh.
And they should read up on what the initiative is, and they should potentially see if it's very important to them, and especially if they're in the EU, they should consider signing that petition. The drama associated with this was a huge amount of drama around a particular creator that made some particular comments that turned out to be particularly misinformed, that had some particular effects on the initiative over the years, that did not lead to, but were a component of its lack of success, not the cause, a component. And the drama particularly is associated with the streamer in question's inability to wrestle with the reality of the situation. But anyway, the actual thing is, Stop Killing Games is a very important initiative. There's tons of very excellent videos on what it is, why it's important, and why it should be supported. So I recommend, if you are a gamer, a gaming connoisseur, if you like to potentially continue playing the games that you purchase, you should go to stopkillinggames.com and check it out. And preferably do it very soon.
Yes.
As it's going to be rather monumental if it gets the amount of signatures it needs at this point. In fact, if it does, I think it will put more eyes on it than it ever would have had otherwise. So it could be, if they actually somehow do this, it could be a really amazing thing for the project. So spread the word into your communities, let your guilds know, let your forum buddies know, this could be huge if enough people get this ball rolling. We live in the age of the internet. This could happen overnight if enough people did it. And just the right people need to hear it. So stopkillinggames.com. Do what you can do.
Yep. There you go.
There you
go.
Stopkillinggames.com is the link.
I got to get out of this segment before I make a bad joke. So let's talk about some other games.
Wait, no. We're going to, nope.
I'm not roaching out of this.
There it is.
What games you guys been playing?
Wait, I don't get it.
Dude.
Explain the joke.
No.
Explain the joke to me, JP.
I will fucking do it off stream.
How does it feel
I will do it off
when
stream.
someone doesn't get your joke?
So yeah, stopkillinggames.com. You got it.
Check it out.
Stopkillinggames.com.
Check it out. Go do it.
It is not EU only. No, it is not EU only.
Yeah, I saw a lot of it's everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone. Yeah. It's everyone.
I am so disappointed in you, Ko. Oh, then you have joined me.
You're on.
Yes.
Oh God, you're on.
We're all
list.
disappointed in me.
Yeah, you're on the list. We fucked up.
Yep.
We fucked up, man. Video games, guys. Let's talk about them quick.
Anyway.
Okay, we're going back out of video games.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yeah, let's do video games. Yay! Hey, Death Stranding. Zeke, did you start Death Stranding? Did you play some?
No, I have not. No. I actually, I started a different Kojima game.
I saw you were playing MGS5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I started playing
The petition is EU only. I'm sorry. The petition is EU only.
Oh.
That's
okay. That's a good. No, that's good.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay.
I'm glad.
Might be UK as well.
Okay.
We have to look
Glad
at
you
that.
Yeah.
For more information, stopkillinggames.com.
Go to the website.
There we go. Just go to the website. That's
Go
right.
to the website. Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah.
I think Death Stranding conversation will be rather short for a handful of reasons, but Code just got back yesterday. He's only put 9-ish, 10-ish hours in. Is that right? Yeah. I think I'm like 45 hours in, but I'm nowhere done with the game at all, like story wise. And Zeke, are you going to play it?
Yes, it's going to be one of those games that I play once it's died.
Okay.
For the most part. So it's gonna probably a couple months.
It'll be a while, yeah. If you go back and watch all the Death Stranding 1 conversation on this show, it was a very interesting conversation around all of it. I kind of talked about it last week in terms of us going back and forth in terms of not liking it and thinking the story is batshit. I think I really I think Death Stranding 2 is probably going to be on my top 10 list this year. I've like come full circle on that game and what like Kojima is trying to do. And I think it's because I've tried thinking critically about this a lot. I think it's because you get to the fun faster in Death Stranding 2. And that's not an original thought. It's just something, I think Gene Parks said that. And I kind of piggybacked off of his comment. He's a Wall Street Journal games reviewer. And I think that was in his review. But this game, it felt like he heard Kojima and his team heard all of the feedback for the first Death Stranding, and he's like, great. Okay, we'll just give them what they want. And that's Death Stranding 2 in a nutshell. Like, I can't put the game down. It is so much fun in a really weird way. Like, I do things in the game and I play the game, and I'm not even talking about the story. I'm talking specifically about the gameplay. It's still the same game. I'm still traveling from point A to point B and building a road to connect X area to another area and, you know, trying to collect likes and doing all that stuff. But he like took the frustration out of it, I guess is the best way to say. That I've never, apart from one combat sequence where the mobs just kind of like spawn right on top of you, and you're not able to use your like ranged weapons. You have to melee, and I'm not the biggest fan of meleeing. Apart from that one individual instance, I've never been like frustrated with any of the gameplay. And in fact, I find it kind of zen just going from point A to point B and being like, oh, I really need to build this road here. Once I build that road, then I'll be able to get to that place faster. And then I can do those missions and take those supplies to that place, and I'll get some sort of upgrade. And when I turn it in, I get an upgrade. And all the upgrades are like meaningful. All the different stuff that you unlock are pretty meaningful. Whether it's a better weapon or a different type of weapon, or it's something you can put on your back to give you more battery or whatever. Like, that's the loop, is just a constant reward for going from point A to point B. So I'm really, really enjoying it. I also think the story is easier to digest this time around. I don't know if that's because I've already bought into the bullshit of Kojima, or if it's actually just easier to digest this time around. They've put a codex in the game. And so like every time something happens, or every time a new thing is introduced into the story, even if it's just like a very common whatever name drop, a little thing will be like, oh, your so-and-so is updated. And you can just, it's kind of got like the active lore thing that came from Final Fantasy 16. You can just pop that
codex.
open. Yeah. And just like jump into it and be like, and you'll get a little bit more information about like what this thing they just said is. I don't know if it's that to where I could actually understand for the most part what's happening at any given moment within the story. Whereas the first one, you're just kind of like, it's fucking weird. Like, what the hell's going on? Because nothing's changed. It's all the same story. You didn't like go back and change how this game works. It's got, you know, beaches and beach on top of that, and it's got the real world, and you've got all this other blah 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 AI. Like, it's still very much a Death Stranding Kojima bullshit story, but I like it a lot more this time around, and I think it's because it's just much more approachable, and I'm like used to it, or I went into it with that. I don't know. I'm curious, Co. Like, are you finding similar experience? Is it because you're bought in already after the first one, or how do you feel?
That game sucks. No. I mean, I think I echo a lot of what you said, and here's kind of what we talked about today. So, like with Death Stranding 1, I feel like this is going to sound kind of weird.
Sure, that makes sense.
I feel like Kojima is more of a movie maker than a gamer.
Oh, I don't think that's weird at all.
But I think that in Death Stranding 1, he went overboard. I think in Death Stranding 1, it was a very cool product. It had all the Kojima goodness in it. But I think that he focused too much on artsy-fartsy and not enough on the game. And even though it was a fun run for me, I loved the story, loved the cutscenes, loved the characters, I did not need to play Death Stranding again. I didn't need to. The game, I think, for me personally, there was not enough game there. That is not the case in Death Stranding 2. I don't feel that way. There is enough interesting stuff going on at all times to where I don't get that slightly boring gameplay interrupted by a frustrating element, then slightly boring gameplay interrupted by a frustrating element. Like, that was my Death Stranding 1. It felt more like it was me versus the terrain, and I was constantly having to deal with it. Death Stranding 2 feels like I'm playing a game. I'm going to get all this extra loot between the places. I can plan my own little route, know exactly what I need. If I come across something, I'm prepared for it because I have more QOL and more tools and more stuff. So unlike Death Stranding 1, where it was kind of like, I definitely felt at times, I just got to get to the next cutscene. Got to get to the next cutscene. I haven't felt like that at all in this. In fact, I'm doing like optional deliveries, like going back and dropping stuff off to get extra gear and things. And it's because I feel like this one is more gamified. This one feels like Kojima has that Kojima vision that we all love, but also there's a lot of more like actual meat in that game side that I feel DS1 was kind of lacking in. So there's more combat, there's more traversal options. It is easier to traverse. It is faster. I feel like locations are closer together.
Yeah.
It's just everything feels more intuitive. Where DS1 was wrestling the game, now I feel like I'm actually wrestling the BTs and Rebels. So yeah, feels good, man. I'm like 10 hours in and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's the fact that I'm 45 and I'm sitting here thinking like, I'm happy about that. Usually if a game lasts that long, I'm like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like the gameplay loop's kind of fallen off, blah, blah, blah. No, I just got to a point in the game last night where it's like, all right, this is it. You're going to have to go from point A to point B. This is really going to suck. Sam, you're going to, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I have a road that goes from there to there. That's why I've spent 40. This is fucking easy. I'm going to get in that thing and I'm going to drive it across.
That feels so good. Making that easy ass drive.
Yeah. Well,
you're just driving down the road, looking out the window, and then all of a sudden Kojima gives you a little subtitle on the left and a song kicks on and you're like, oh, hell yeah.
You don't even have to drive if you're on the road. You just take your hands off the controller and it drives itself. Like he's thought everything.
Oh man. Dude. I just got the little bike and I was just like, this is amazing.
Oh, dude. I will not I'm going to start this with, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm so interested to see your response to some of the upgrades you get. Cause I got a thing and I'm just like, why doesn't every game have this? This is the best thing ever.
Oh man.
Every game needs this. So
I'm super interested.
I've spent so long just doing the thing with this that it's every time it happens, I just smile. I get it's like a dopamine hit. Honestly, it's the same exact thing of like getting a pull or something like that of just like, dude, we talked about this. Go up.
we talked. I think in DS1 we talked about this. It's the same feeling as like when you beat that boss in Elden Ring. Like when that moment dawns on you that like all that work you did is going to save you so much work or time. It's just like, it's literally like a release. Like when you finish off that boss. I love it, dude. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the reason I ended up finishing DS1 was my little zipline network. I vividly remember putting down my last zipline and being like, I can go wherever I want. It was like Cartman. Like, now I can play the game. Hooray!
I remember hearing about your zipline network. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it was so great. I may do something, like, I wasn't planning on it, but I'm liking DS2 enough to where it's like, I'll see what my options are. Like, we'll see what we can do. You know,
yeah, man, there's a lot. I'm really, all of the gameplay stuff is just so much fun. It's a lot of people are like, well, of course you like this game. Like you played Roadcraft, you like SnowRunner, and they said like, oh, it's very similar to that. And I don't think it's that similar because like in those games you get stuck, right? And like that is I guess depending on who you're playing, Zeke, that is the fun, is getting out of the stuckness.
The more you talk about Death Stranding 2, the less I want to play it now.
Well, no. Seriously, you don't get stuck.
You build all these roads. It's so fun, and I'm just like, oh my god,
no. But here's the thing. He
literally has PTSD.
You're triggering memories of another game, and he's just like,
okay,
no more Roadcraft.
It's like an arcadeified version of it, Zeke. It's like, okay, you got to go over to this thing, pick up X amount of materials, and then just drive it over to this thing and deliver it.
He is not
just
kidding.
like point A to point B. There's no like getting stuck in mud. There's no like, oh, you gotta whatever, right? There's no like, the frustration is not there. At least I have not run into any frustration. Obviously, we play games differently, so
Are
maybe you will. But
you're required to build roads, though. Yeah.
No,
not at all.
You don't need to build unless it's like directly related to a main quest.
Yeah.
You don't need to build anything if you don't want to. You can just use everyone else's stuff. And a lot of times people leave some great things around. So the
so
cool
if you
premise.
play online, there's already roads probably.
Oh,
built.
dude, the longer you
that
wait
would be
to play,
great.
the longer you wait to play, Zeke, the easier your game will be.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, that
But
sounds awesome.
The other side of that coin, if you wait too long, there might not be anyone that is playing and actively building that shit. Because it does
Does it
decay
disappear
over time.
Oh.
There's a decay. And I have not had
hit
anything.
that sweet spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've not had anything decay, but I know that it happens. Also, we have to talk about Dan's fucking gaming. Okay? We had him on the show last week, and we were all, oh, we love you. No.
Uh-oh.
This guy is a fucking menace. We need to talk about this asshole. All right? I'm taking Dan down, and I'm standing on this
just going
fucking.
in.
I'm standing on this soapbox in this show.
I would like to state for the record, I've been on this platform for 12 years. This is the first time I've ever heard someone refer to Dan with these words, and even in jest.
Wait till you hear what this vermin does, Co. All right. And he even posted, this motherfucker told other people to do this on TikTok and Twitter. I can't believe it. You know what Dan does in this game? So when you build structures, Zeke, players reward you by meaningless likes. They give you a thumbs up. Okay? Now, someone with someone like me who's built a hand, pretty 40 plus hours, I've got like 180,000 likes. I'm pretty proud of 180,000 likes. That's
108. Geez, I have like 7,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty popular amongst the Death Stranding.
Wait, how much does Dan have?
Now, Dan's community will be very quick to let you know every single day how many extra likes Dan has gotten.
Oh, wait a second. People were throwing around Dan in a number earlier today.
Yep.
No.
Dan is
He's got
currently
over 3 times as much as
Dan is, I think, around 900,000 likes. Now, a lot of people.
Dan's gaming.
No, hold on. Wait a minute. That's not the worst of it. Because then you start to think, well, how did Dan get to that number? And I'll tell you how.
Farming? Is he friend farming?
I'll tell you how.
Oh, God, what's he doing?
Dan's Gaming has posted a tutorial where what Dan does is if he sees a popular structure that has received a lot of likes that is not his, he'll go over and dismantle it and build the exact same structure so that he receives the likes.
When you dismantle a structure, it's only for your game.
No, but it also pops up in other worlds eventually.
It does, but it doesn't actually break that down. Dan's stuff will start showing up there as an option, but it doesn't break down that guy's stuff.
I know.
That's at least he's not being a huge asshole. That's good at least.
Well, he's not being an asshole to the person he's deleting, yes. But he is profiting off the work of other people, Co. And that's what I'm against. Because he didn't even come up with the idea. He's stealing the credit, Co. He's not thinking about where to put these things. He's stealing the position and getting the likes for it.
Shadow Lord 420 spent 20 hours building a road, and then Dan's Gaming built the same road and just renamed it Dan's Road.
Not only
That's
is
wrong.
Dan
That is
not
wrong,
only
and he should be punished.
not only is he a menace.
I'm pretty sure he's AI.
He might. And now, I didn't think this was that big of a deal like Co did, like he just said. So I wanted to test the waters. And I was very clear. I let everyone know. I updated
Did you
Steam.
Turing him?
No, I let Steam know that I was going to be stealing other people's likes. And that's, of course, if you go to my Steam page, it's there. It says this person's stealing other people's likes. I tested it. I put up a random thing in a game by replacing someone else's. Sure enough, woke up, logged in the next day, I had an extra 30, 40,000 likes just from that one structure.
Hey, listen.
Esquire Gaming the Third.
Listen,
Oh my God.
It's not illegal. Everybody's doing it. And if you don't think everybody's doing it, I want you to take this bottle and I want you to put salt on it and I want you to stick it up your ass.
We have come full circle. We did it. Everyone give yourselves a round of applause in chat. We did it.
Oh man. No, it's funny though.
Well done,
'cause
Zeke.
I haven't seen any of Dan's structures in my world. But I definitely have started this feud now where like he raids me a lot. And thank you for the raids. They might stop soon, but he's raided me a lot.
I was going to say, I hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah, he's
Hope you
raided me a
liked 'em.
lot. And every time he does, his audience is like, by the way, Dan's got X amount of likes. I'm like, he stole them. He fucking stole them. So it's been a lot of fun.
Hold on. Let me ask you. What do likes do for you in the game?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely
Actually,
nothing.
no. It's the chiral crystals that every 1,000 give you a carry point or something, right? But I don't.
I don't think
do
likes give you
nothing?
nothing. I don't think they give you a damn thing at all. If they do, I couldn't tell you. It's just a number that goes up.
Oh, Scarecrow
Keep
has a
doing
great
it,
point.
Dan.
Go to
I've changed my view. Keep going, Dan.
stopdismantlingstructures.com. Sign the UK and EU petitions. Stopdismantlingstructures.com.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Okay.
Dude, by the way, full warning, Dan right now is playing the game, and I think he's near the end of it. Someone in chat chat just said, Dan just got done watching one of the most emotional moments in the game, and people come in chat talking about stolen structure. Oh, no. That's so
The trials and tribulations of live entertainment.
Oh, man.
We love you,
that's
Dan.
funny.
We're sorry for ruining your moment. It
Apologies,
wasn't intentional.
buddy. Yeah. Someone in my chat said they increase your bridge link stat. But that,
Is that the stat that lets you put down more structures?
I don't think it is, because all that does is just increase your like porter level. And I don't think porter level is tied to anything. Again, it's just a number. Right? So I don't, they might increase another number, but I don't think
You don't
that
know.
does anything unless your porter level is what unlocks other skills. But I thought that was when you turn stuff in and you increase the reputation of a point. That's what gives you the skills, not your porter level.
I don't know. You know what I found out today, though? Speaking of weird things in this game. So we did some science. I spent about 15 minutes doing this. So get this. When you make a turn-in of items,
I know where you're going.
okay, there is a capped amount of stars you can get. But there is a total amount that will stay at the base, and it will apply the extra to any future turn-in. So what I mean is if you have 10
that
deliveries
makes a lot of sense.
and you turn them all in at once, you will get 1 star. If you take 10 deliveries and you turn 9 in, you will get 1 star. And then if you take that other delivery and turn it in, you will then get probably an entire other half star or maybe even almost another full star.
Yeah.
Because that's how much all of the deliveries would have been together. Now, what I haven't tested yet is if it can overflow twice. That's the next thing I'm looking at. So if you had 10, could you turn in 8, get a star, turn in 1 more and get another star, and then 1 more and get like a half a star?
Yeah.
Like we don't know how that works, but it looks to be some kind of system that was meant to restrict the player's advancement, but the implementation seems to have failed. Because like this
People
doesn't really
figured it
make a
out.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
So that's, if you're wondering why that's been happening, the good news is for a little bit I thought it was just capping it. I thought that we were like losing experience because it was not actually rolling over, but it does look like that they actually save all the XP. So
Okay.
good news there at least. What that means is whenever you do bulk deliveries, whenever you have like 5 or more, knock a few off the top, turn those in, and then individually turn in a couple more. Or maybe just 1 more.
I saw that and people were like, oh, you get more likes if you turn them in 1 by 1. And I was like,
Yeah, I heard that too.
I'll-
I haven't tested that yet.
That's true. And
It is true.
Yeah, I saw a couple articles about that. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I did it like once, and then I was like,
It's not worth it.
what the fuck am I doing? I'm just gonna. I don't want to watch I don't want to watch the 4 cutscenes that you have to go through when you turn something in.
You have
the
to
thing
hold X down to
closes,
skip every one of
the
them.
person
as well.
comes out and they're like, oh, baby, blah, 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 thanks. How'd you get? Oh, that's cool. Let's see how many likes. And then they give you the likes. Thanks. That's awesome. That's great. Here's okay. Yeah, I just fucking give them all at once. Just get it over with. It might lengthen the playthrough that I'm having, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. So, yeah, I have not.
Apparently, we got to Dan because he's defending himself. Like
Well,
I've seen many reports back from him, like defending his stealing of likes.
I mean, look, he's anti-chiral network. Okay, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I heard Dan works for Big Like.
Well, I heard he works for.
I did.
I can't even think of the fucking name of it now. I can't. Anyways, it's a story thing. Anyways, I like overall, without any spoilers, I'm just gonna say I really enjoy the story. I very much like it. I feel like it's both new and also like old Kojima in terms of the cutscenes. The first Death Stranding didn't have any moments of like badassery. I felt they always just felt lame because they were ruined with some statement that a character made, right? And this one, like, it's toned back. It's still the same Kojima bullshit in the line delivery and what is said. But these scenes and the sequences that are happening are still like, are actually fucking cool. But Zeke always makes the thing of like, oh, what if you had this and then you had that thing and then there was like a guy with the blah, blah, blah. It's still very much that. Like it's not overdoing it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I'm a fan of what he's showing or what's on screen. Like I'm the guy that would be like, yeah, but what if you give that guy this thing and then he does that and then he does that? Like that thing. So, I'm enjoying it a lot, story-wise. Very interested to see where it goes.
Part of the charm of Kojima is that like it's these ridiculous like teenage boy adolescent like fantasies, just done really well.
Yeah,
that's part of it. Like I am laughing at the premise.
Yep.
But the execution is very, very good.
Yep. The one thing I really, and I'm sure that an interviewer has asked Kojima this, but I really have to know how he goes about naming things and naming people, because he always goes for the easiest, most like on the nose thing for anything when it comes to the name. And I'm just like, do you do that because it's easy or because it's the first thing so that they're memorable, or do you not like hard or difficult? Like, I don't know. Like, I really just want to know why he names things the way he does. Because it continues once again in this game. And you're like, well, yeah, of course that person's named that. Like, why wouldn't they be named that? That's quite...
Of course, Die Hard Man. That's a thing that people are called.
Yeah. And like...
Die Hard Man. Yeah.
They continue with that. They absolutely continue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is like someone said comic book style, like Batman or Spider-Man. Yeah, I guess that... I never actually thought about that. Those two are both really
like
stupid names as well.
Wow, they are.
I like the way someone else put it. It's like Mega Man names. Like Metal Man, Heat Man.
But those come with like that comes with a tinge of like what the idea that it's Batman and Superman just blew my fucking brain. Like I'm having a awakening moment of like, God, those really are stupid names. Like those.
Sure.
Those really.
Can you imagine what that must sound like in a different language, where it's just like Word Man? It's like, and they just call them that.
I wonder if they sound cooler in Japanese.
Oh, everything sounds cooler in Japanese.
I know.
Everything sounds
That's
more
fair.
efficient in German.
Yeah.
Also fair.
Oh yeah, there's also Spider-Man. That's fucking stupid name. It's a real stupid
It's a
name.
real dumb name. real dumb.
It's real dumb. It's real dumb. And then last thing I will say, graphically, game is very pretty. I'm very,
Yeah, so I just said, how did they not mention He-Man?
oh, He-Man's great. He-Man's fucking great. You watch your guy.
That is the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get better.
That'd literally be like Le Mans in French.
Yep.
No, wait, that would be the man.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
great.
How would you even say that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
I don't know. And not only just for full disclosure, I do have a PS5 Pro. Code does not have a PS5 Pro.
I do. It's just not hooked up.
Oh, it's just not hooked up. There, you won't really. I don't think you're going to notice that much of a difference.
Yeah. Okay. Some people
from-
in chat were saying that I would. I was going to ask.
Maybe
you about
I'm wrong because I haven't seen what I saw someone playing in 30 FPS because of capture issues when it came to when you swapped to the other one. It's like 1440p or something, and their capture card couldn't handle it. But at least that's on stream. It looked the same. I don't know.
I gotta
if in
say,
person.
it looks fine.
Yeah.
Like it's looked beautiful. It's been. I'm running on performance mode. I'm running at
Yeah.
1440, and I've had no issues. I did have a weird brightness thing. I had to lower the brightness,
Really?
which was strange. I don't normally have to do that.
Was
And when
that-
I
was
did, it looked
HDR on?
remarkably better. No,
Oh,
I
Okay.
recommend. Give it a try. Just all I did was pop into my capture card, apply a color filter, and just lowered the brightness. And chat was like, "That looks so much better." And sure enough, the blacks and everything popped like wildly.
okay.
So I don't know if it has just some kind of bright filter on it, but yeah, looks
Yeah.
great if you turn
Yeah.
it down a little bit.
I am running into a very, I don't know what causes it, but there's like this weird DC issue. Chat just reminded me about it, and I had the like tinge of being upset. It's very frustrating. It's error 170. I don't know what causes it. I've tried Googling it. There's no like official response, but ultimately what happens is when I log into the game, right, to the online portion of the game, I'll just be actively playing, and then like not full screen, it takes the attention of the game, pauses the game behind it, and it says like, you've been disconnected. And then you have to press X and it goes back to playing the game, and then it'll just reconnect to multiplayer, and then 5 or 10 minutes goes by, and then comes, you've been disconnected. And so like, that's unfortunately been my playthrough experience for the past like 10 hours is anytime I'm in like a cutscene or anything, it's just like, you've been disconnected. And it's really starting to get to me. I don't know how to fix it. I haven't seen that many other people
I don't
having
think
it.
I've had that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
The fix that at least I found on the internet was to log into a profile, log out of a profile, reset your PS5, and then log back into your profile, and then yeah. So it's a
Ew.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Nairo from Coast Chat said, "That's Dan trying to stop JP from getting likes."
No, that's what
you
I've
go.
gone with.
There it is.
That Dan's causing it on
really?
my stream. Yeah, he's trying to keep me silenced
Man,
and off the network, off the chiral network.
he's good. He's good.
It's good, man. This is why Dan's king of this stuff.
It's true.
This is why.
It's true. Yeah, yeah. He's
This
a
is why
menace.
Dan is the man. Yep.
He's a menace. And that's funny enough. What Chad is actually every time it happens, it's like fucking Dan keeping you off the network. So it's a running narrative. AKA it's real. Dan's really. It's the Dan denial of service, the DDoS of Death Stranding.
Ah, that's great.
The denial of service. You know what? Dan would love that. He would.
Uh-huh.
He would.
You would.
So
He'd love that.
yeah, I'm hoping to finish it soon, but I'm taking my time with it. I'm not rushing the story. I don't plan to do anything. I'm also playing it all. Chat gets upset because I'm like, chat, we've been live 3 hours, and guess what we're gonna do? That's right, build another road. I'll just go and find.
I have noticed. I definitely missed the bus, no question. But viewership for it sucks.
It's pretty rough.
It's bad. But I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense. You know, like because a lot of folks expect Death Stranding 1 gameplay, and I think a lot of other people are probably playing it themselves.
I think so
They don't
too.
want to spoil it.
I had the Monday when it was, I guess, first streamable viewership, which makes sense. The trends always do this. Viewership was actually very, very, very high. And so I think everyone made their opinion on it then. and they were either in and they went and bought it, or they were out and they stopped watching it completely. So
agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not looked at VOD viewership to see if it's higher or anything. I've definitely had people come in and be like, "Hey, I'm on day 3 because you're past where I'm at," that type of stuff. But
I love Reverend Billy with the actual good point. What can you realistically spoil in this convoluted mess of an excuse for a story?
that's actually, dude. I've
Spoiling
been.
a Kojima game is yeah.
I had
difficult.
someone on. Well, without giving them too much attention, I had someone spoil a major plot point that has not been talked about or divulged yet, and where I'm at in the story.
Wow.
And I read it,
On purpose
and I was
or
like,
accidentally?
on purpose. They were like, it was. They meant to
damn.
do it. They were trying to spoil stuff for me, and I didn't say anything or mention it or anything on stream. But I've thought about it a lot because it's one of those things where it's like, well, duh. Like, why is that?
Oh, don't say this. Now I'm going to be thinking about it the whole playthrough.
Well, it's like, it goes back to Die Hard Man. The guy's named that. So, like, when characters get introduced and they're like, it's blah, 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 you're like, oh, well, that's weird. Why
So
would
the
that?
spoiler is about taking a character's name literally.
No, I mean,
No,
but
I love
it's
it.
that type of, like, the thought process. It's not a jump for the spoiler to, like, where it's not even a spoiler. It's like, well, yeah, of course. And it's
No, I just
weird
thought
that
of
that's what they went to for the spoiler. Yeah, I just gotta
I just
stop.
thought of a Kojima character called Surprise Betrayalman.
Yeah.
I was going to say, have I met Kill Salmon yet?
Yeah.
Have we met him? Maybe is there oh no, it's Lou's Gonna Die Man. Was that who it
Yeah,
was? Is
yeah.
that the guy you're talking about? Because I was a little suspect about Lou's Gonna Die Man. Okay.
It's actually
Good,
what
we're
that
good.
guy said in your chat. Like, how do you spoil it? I don't think you can actually spoil a Kojima game because
Say for some my attention. Some guy comes with, my name is Judas Guy.
if you have like
What do you do, Judas Guy?
any level of critical thinking, not even critical, if you can just think, the story is not like, I've never been like, oh shit, you got me, Kojima. I didn't think that was, no, that's not, I don't think Kojima does that.
It's weird playing like.
I mean,
playing
I think he does it sometimes.
It's weird
Yeah.
playing the Kojima games where
Does he?
you get. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, you guys ever seen Hunchback of Notre Dame? And
Yes.
the bad guy,
Yeah.
he's telling the other guy how to whip people, right?
Uh-huh.
He's like, you gotta take more time in between the whips because the sting of the first will numb him to the sting of the next.
Right.
And that's Kojima with surprises and like twists and turns and shit. It's just like, here's one, here's another, you got another, and you just kind of get numb to it. You're like, oh yeah, of course this person is my mother who's also traveled back in time, and then blah, 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 you know, all this convoluted fucking story shit. And you're just like, well, of course. But you know, you're not surprised by it because it's like, he's really a trash can. He's not a human being. You're like, well, duh. Well, of course he's a trash can. He's a sentient trash can.
You're kind of right, man.
Sure.
You're
I
actually
know.
Hey,
like you've
listen,
got a fucking
nano
solid
machine,
point.
son. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fucked up how right that statement is, Zeke. Because there's a lot of things.
Well, my name is Zeke Reitman.
I know. There's so many things where things happen in the game. I'll pause and just be like, anyways, I'll unpause because of what you just said. It's the lashing of like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I get it. Sure. So maybe there are surprises.
You look,
but
no, it gets
it's
to a
the
point where
lashings.
you're not surprised, but you definitely look forward to it. It's like, okay, how weird is this character going to be? This character looks
Yes.
like they have their own title card and they have their own, like, you know, music. When they pop in, they're like, and I'm not talking of Death Stranding. I'm talking from like Metal Gear experience. It's just like,
yeah.
here's a character. They have their own music. They have their own title card. What's going to be super fucking weird about them that makes no sense?
Dude,
they
you know
all
what it
got
is?
And at least
No.
one, if not like a dozen.
Bro, they're anime characters. That's
Yes.
what they are. And that's why you feel that way. And that's what people that watch anime feel the exact same thing. Every character has their flair. They've got their thing. They've got their like, they're anime characters. It's It's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's,
I think
they all
it's
have
more.
their hair, their spiked hair with the jet of color, like all their anime characters do.
Yeah.
So it's.
I think it's more X-Men than
got
anime. but
Pecora.
Same thing.
Uh-huh.
It does have Pecora.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, it does have Pecora.
X-Men's just American anime, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. It's very true. Anyways, that's this Death Stranding 2. We'll definitely be talking about it over the next couple of weeks, I would assume. And hopefully, Zeke, after I feel like you were put off by all the Roadcraft references. Where are you at now? Are you back on board the Death Stranding train?
I still want to play it, and you made it a little better that maybe if I okay, couple of things.
Okay.
Gonna have to take a viewer hit. That's just gonna happen.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
But the reason why, like, even more so is that I'm probably have to bump it up in the schedule.
See, Zeke,
just so I can have roads that are built for me.
you need to do a
that
22-day
stay there.
subathon prior so you don't notice the viership bump. Yeah.
Boom, done.
Just
Right,
knock
yeah.
that out of
Easy.
the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let class you'll need meals for a month.
Mm-hmm.
She can handle all the chores. You're good.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Sure, that'll go over swimmingly.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to playing it, and I think honestly that Metal Gear Solid 5 with all of its shit, like all of its like management shit, is not like okay. Full disclosure, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5 with mods.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it with the mods that make everything quicker, like instant research, instant building, S+ soldiers, you find them in the field. Like, I'm playing with a lot of like the management shit sped the fuck up. Because I do not care about it at all. But I think even that, there's still a modicum of tedium, even with it sped up.
Uh-huh.
So I think it might be preparing me for that happening in Death Stranding 2.
I will say this about MGS5. And I was lurking, watching you play Ground Zeroes and also the start of MGS5. And multiple times you mentioned, like, guys, I'm just playing for the cutscenes and for the story. I'm not playing for the gameplay. And the entire time I'm thinking, like, you're about to jump into like 100+ hour gameplay game with very little story. But I didn't want to like rain on your parade.
No, see, okay. The thing is, I like the now that I'm getting more used to it. I'm getting a little bit better weaponry. It's because open world stealth is rough. I like stealth that's modular. Like, I like stealth where it's like everybody's in this building and you have to stealth around them.
Right.
Where this is just like huge, like there's a base or a town or a village or whatever, and you can literally do anything. So, like, I don't do well being spoiled by options. Like, I don't do very well with that. So I'm like, I could literally go anywhere around this thing and tackle it. But, however, I have adapted my style to it to be like, I will be stealthy until I get there.
Yep. Dude,
then I'm just going to try and brute force this shit until it bends to my will.
MGS5 is incredible gameplay. It has some of the most
really
fun,
it's
like
fun.
open world stuff.
Yeah.
I actually think Death Stranding 2 might be the most like besides Revengeance, might be the most melee friendly of Kojima's games, because you can get there's upgrades that are very much melee.
Thank you for not spoiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much. There's a ton of stuff you can get to just be like, yep, I'm a melee person. I'm not going to shoot this. I'm just going to walk into that camp and they're going to die. Or
That's
not
really
die.
good to hear, actually.
But yeah, you could just be super
I do not
melee
like
focused.
aiming on a controller, and that's what I've been having to do
Yep.
until now. So that's really good to hear. I
Yeah.
was not aware
So
that was a
you
thing.
might like that
Awesome.
that style of gameplay, Zeke, because there's some very fun melee things that you can do.
Okay.
Well, so much fun that just like was co-reserved. I'm not going to spoil them for you. I will keep them hidden from
Much
folk.
appreciated.
As with a lot of the upgrades in the game, because they're all fantastic. They're all a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, Where do we go from here? I need a dog break. Ollie really needs to go out. You might have seen him wandering to and fro. So
Get Zeke going.
Zeke, what have you been doing besides MGS5?
Liza P. I finished Liza P.
Oh,
Overture.
please talk about that,
dude.
And I need a recap when I get back. I'll be right back.
Great. So
Dude,
put it all in my hands. Yeah.
So I heard it was really difficult. How did you find it?
It is super. It is much more difficult than the base game. Yes, that is the first thing you fucking notice. Like, so in my start of the Liza P DLC, I had a new game plus like ready to go. I was like, yes, let's go. And they're like, no. In order to get the DLC, you have to not have completed the game, but be up to chapter 9, which is a hike.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
I think it's chapter 9. I'm pretty sure it's chapter 9.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure Chad will correct me on that. But in order to get to it, you have to have you either take your new game plus file. If you've beaten Liza P and you have a new game plus file, you have to take that or a new game up to chapter 9, which, for people who love the game, is not that big of a deal. I enjoyed my time with it, taking it back to where the DLC opens up. And it's now chapter 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chad is saying they changed it or patched it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did it pre-patch then, but it was fun. It was fun. I didn't mind it at all. I didn't mind going through the game again and getting all the items and getting all the stuff. It was fun. It was nice to revisit, and especially since they give you like right out the gate, like they give you that Wukong weapon, which is like better than any starting weapon and better than most weapons you'll get in the game, period. So like I did the Wukong weapon like throughout the entire fucking DLC. It's still great. So, yeah. And I mean, there are some unlocks that are in the DLC. I'm pretty sure I got most of them, if not all of the new weapons that you can get.
Awesome.
I didn't try a lot of them out because, my build was centered around the weapon I used to get there. But apparently there's, did I say Wukong? Wulong. Sorry, my bad. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah.
A crossover.
I was thinking
weapon.
monkey game.
Yeah, it's a big long glaive. Choppy stabby weapon.
I remember you talking about that last week.
But I took that all the way through the DLC, and man, it is difficult. It's very difficult. I do recommend, like, I looked it up and I was like, what are the level recommendations for the DLC? And they're not wrong. You probably want to be somewhere like 90 or above, like level 90 or above. The sweet spot to get into it is probably around 100, but I started at like 87, 88 or something like that. But I got all the way through it, and the boss designs are excellent. The story, however, is like really fun, really good to like uncover. It's a very cool offshoot to the Liza P story, and it is. I did like going through the core game. It was good. Like the stories, pieces here and there, the lore, you get like all the twists and turns that you took. It was good. This one is like a more concise, and has more like story elements to it. And I was all about it. I was here.
Interesting.
For it.
Yeah,
And
I've heard of this.
It is fucking like heartbreaking at times. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, it's gut wrenching. It gets you in like it. For me personally, it got me like really invested in like what was happening and shit like that. And all the like, I really wanted to find all the pieces, and even some of the side stories just tear your heart out. Like it's just like,
nice.
Oh God, and you like get a little emotional about it. It's a very, very good DLC if you can get past some of the fucking bosses, because holy shit, some of them.
I've heard.
I'll tell you, like,
man.
I am not ashamed of going to a boss and going, like, okay, let's see how this boss works, and I'm like, slice once, and they're like, and I just like fall to pieces like Wile E. Coyote, just like little chunks of me falling on the ground. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I go a second time, and the same thing happens, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. So I look it up and like, how to beat this person, how to beat this boss.
Did that help?
They're like, okay, try this. Yeah, it did. Sometimes it helps.
Okay.
because
Because a lot of times
it helps
it's,
it helps if they're using the same weapon as you.
okay. A lot of times,
Yeah.
at least with, I felt like with Lies of P, it was never like look up the gimmick. It was just get good, right? Like that, and
No, it is-
that's why
there
I
is a
loved it
mod-
so
there-
much.
There is a definite amount of get good, but there are some bosses that attacks come so rapidly. It is, yes. If that is how you get joy out of your video game by learning the bosses, learning the bosses every single like move pattern, like
Yeah.
he does a 5-hit combo and then a 7-hit combo and then a 3-hit combo and then a 4-hit combo. Some of these bosses have like 20 different combos
Yeah.
they can use.
Oh yeah.
So learning all of them, if that's your joy, I love you for it. Go get it. For me, I'm like, how can I beat this boss without turning down the difficulty? And that's all I want.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
Some people
went there
yeah,
and they're
different-
like, all right, dude, get
Same way.
this Legion arm, get this weapon. Make sure you have these to pump you up. Make sure you have these throwables. And I was like, all right. So I go in there and I'm like, it's gonna probably take a couple of tries. And it did. And I'm like, okay, throw and then do this and then grab and then slice and then do that. I was like following directions, and I love following directions. I'm a big fan of directions. So like I'm sitting there like, okay, puppet string and do this and then throw this thing and then hit him and then back up and then hit him again and back up again and then slam and then yes and then boom, and it still was very satisfying. I didn't feel cheated at all by not learning the moveset. I was like, I followed directions and I made a pizza. Great.
There you go.
Boom.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's where like my joy came from, like someone else helping me and not turning down difficulty. However, there's an asterisk.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Did you turn it down on the final boss?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I've heard that final boss is a motherfucker.
I have heard the final boss is incredibly difficult. The
Yeah.
word millennia gets
gets
thrown
tossed
around.
around a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it. I was like, well, and like part of it is because like I don't think it's spoilery to say like there's stuff after the final boss.
Sure. Okay.
Story
Oh.
stuff.
Awesome.
Good story
Jeez.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I was
Very cool.
itching to get to it. I really wanted to see how this shit played out and like, you know, how it wraps up.
Mm.
So I was like, I faced the boss. No shit. I faced him like 6 times and I'm like, this is not happening on any difficulty or on this difficulty for me. No matter what I do, look this up for the next 20 hours. So I went, Butterflies Guidance, turned it all the way down. That's the name of the difficulty. It's called Butterflies
Butterflies
Guidance.
guidance. That's
Yep.
adorable.
Yeah.
That
Went
is
back
so
to the
good.
boss, one shot him, got all the cool cutscenes and stuff, and it was, you know what? I was like, I could keep this secret. No one's gonna know.
No one will know.
No one's gonna know that I turned the difficulty down except me. I'll know, but no one else has to know that I turned the difficulty
There's no
down.
shame
But I
in
did.
that.
No one will
I
ever know.
absolutely did, and I'm glad that I did it because
Hell yeah.
I am not a young man anymore, and beating my head against a very difficult thing over and over again gives me less joy than it used to.
More power to you. I think
So
I
turned it
can't
all the way
speak for
down,
Co, but we're
beat
both
that final
still the
one, but I-
stubborn streamers that won't. We'll
up
play
to
it on
that
the
point,
hardest.
though, I beat every boss on the normal difficulty because
Okay.
there's no high difficulty. That's the baseline.
Yeah.
That's like you can turn it down. You can't turn it up any further because God, holy shit, what's wrong with you? But you can turn it down. So I turned it all the way down. Beat the guy. Saw the cutscenes. It was great. Had a good time. Like after the final boss was down, like finding all the rest of the story tidbits and shit like that. And fantastic job,
Nice.
honestly. Like, and you go through like I like how it wasn't just the stock enemies just reskinned. There's some of that, definitely. There's definitely some like stock enemies from the core game reskinned
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But they made a bunch of new, like just regular mobs, bunch of new regular mobs, bunch of new elites, all new bosses, and some cool callbacks. I'm trying to think if it's spoilery to say like
Boss
I don't want
types.
to. I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
No, not boss types. It's the setting of the game. there's kind of right when you get into the DLC, it tells you like the setting of the game. But I'll let you figure that out.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I think that's
Okay.
not a
But it has
spoiler,
cool like correlations to the core game, like these little tidbits you find. You're like, oh shit, oh, okay, I know that character, I know this, I know that. Yeah,
Nice.
but
man.
it's
Excellent.
a neat little like ancillary story to the core game, and it ties together beautifully to the story of the first run through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't recommend enough. Is it worth the money? What is it's like a $30 expansion, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Something like that.
Something like that. It's definitely.
Yeah.
I do want to play it. It might be an off stream thing. Yeah, it's $30 on Steam. Might be an off stream thing.
I would say it's worth it. Just based on the quality of the lore and story that you get, and how fucking many hours you're gonna spend trying to beat bosses.
Yeah. Cool. I will. The talk of the final boss has interested me. It has piqued my interest. So
Same.
I've been playing.
I can't wait to play it, man.
Yeah, I've been jumping into my off-stream game right now is Fantasy Life. I jumped back into that after the Thon. It's like, all right, I need to not think about. I just want to exist for like 24 hours. And so I jumped back in. I think I spent like 13 hours in it. Just fucking became a zombie and watched the numbers go up. That game's great. I really enjoy that game for numbers going up. It's got a story in it. I don't know what it is. I skip all that shit because I got to get my numbers up. And I'm also messaging Julia for like, hey, you want to come work on my island, Julia? I don't want to build my island. You want to build this island for me?
What?
I don't want to make these people houses, but they're going to be happier if I do. So what if you built those houses? Julia likes doing that. Okay, this isn't like it's not a bad thing. I'm outsourcing it to someone that enjoys it. Okay, you should all be so lucky to have a friend that enjoys building. Okay. And then the other thing, which we'd said that I will discuss. So let's discuss it. Peak. I jumped in and played with, who have I played with? Strippin, Faye, Naomi. These are all just like at different times. Alb, Ionica. I think that's maybe Gmart's been in there. There's a term that a lot of people have been applying to this game, which I don't want to propagate it and propel it, but I wish there was a different term for it, and they call it friend slop.
Friend slop. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, they call it friend slop, and it has, I think slop is like there's AI
very
slop.
derogatory.
Yeah, it's such a derogatory manner. But this game, while you can play solo, it is best played with friends. And it's a blast. The goal of Peak is to get to the peak. It's to go through each level and get to the peak of the mountain. There's a handful of stages. I won't say how many for those that have never played it. The level changes every 24 hours. So you get a brand new map. So every single day you have no idea what you're going to encounter. Which is really cool because sometimes you go into the mountain and there's a new item that you or anyone has ever seen before. You're like, what does that do? And the other day there was basically like an apple seed, and you can throw the apple seed. Well, it's just like, here's an apple seed, and you're like, well, what does that do? And so the apple seed, when you throw it at something, it grows into a pretty,
like a Jack and the Beanstalk situation.
Yeah, into like a massive tree that you can use to go from point A to point B. There's a bunch of different items that do that, and there's a bunch of different items that do absolutely nothing except alienate the rest of your party. Like there's a bugle. A bugle is a BUGL, the musical instrument. That's bugle, right? I'm saying that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you can play that, and it's just an annoying ass thing. I think it does have some sort of gameplay element.
Of course, there's an annoying ass thing that you latch onto immediately.
I
JP.
immediately latched onto that
Jesus.
and alienated.
I can just hear it.
I heard JP invented the, what is it called? The Vuvuzela? Vuvuzela?
Yep, that was me.
I think that was, I think he made it.
Vuvuzela.
That was me.
Vuvuzela.
It
There we
was
go.
me.
That was
There you
JP.
go.
I think that it also calls, like, there's an NPC attached to it or something. There's like a Scoutmaster or something that I've seen, which is like an NPC. The only NPC I've seen that will chase you and peek. It's kind of a scary thing. I think that's how you do it. I'm not 100% certain. But it's just like it's a fun climbing adventure that has very, very cute animations and emotes. And maybe the best part about it, and maybe the way to categorize these games, because a lot of them have it in common, Lethal Company and Repo, it has proximity chat. And not only does it have proximity chat, but it's also tied to distance to your voice. So if you're really far away, it echoes. Or if you're in a tight space in a cave, it echoes. And that's a ton of fun, because if you and your friends get separated, or you fall and you're falling down the mountain and you're screaming the entire time, the further you get away, the softer and quieter your voice gets. So for comedic
that's
effect,
great.
it's
Yes,
awesome.
that's excellent.
It's absolutely awesome. It's really, I think, the star of the game, outside of the cuteness and the emotes and all that stuff that you can do. But yeah, it's just a blast. There's a reason I think so many people are tuning into this, and it's in the streamer world, it's streamer bait. It's just fun. Like, jump in, you get to the top of the mountain, and you're gonna fail from time to time, and there's fun in that too. When you die, there are ways to res people when you get to the top of the mountain, but when you die, you basically come back as a ghost, and you can circle your friends, and they see you as the ghost, and so you can communicate during prox talk. Or you can like haunt them and tell them what happened. And like a lot of people are RPing that. So that's been a lot of fun. Ton of different items. Like I said, ton of different ways to get around. There's like, you can put down chain links between things. You can put ropes. You can there's like an anti-rope, which instead of going down, it builds up. So you can build up the side of a mountain. Just really like fun, clever stuff. You can get on top of trees.
Can I play this with my 6 and 8 year old?
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no, I'm trying to think if there would be like any content warnings. I don't think so.
Okay, is this one of those climbing games where you fight the controls, or is it pretty intuitive?
Pretty intuitive. I would say you don't fight the controls at all. What you're fighting is the stamina bar. That's the gameplay factor of it. So they're in the bottom left.
I can get with.
Yeah,
Like,
in the bottom
I
left.
was just wondering if you have to do like right hand and then left hand. 'Cause I just played a game, White Knuckle. That was, you're fighting the controls and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. No, the only thing you're fighting is stamina. And so you have to constantly eat food. Some food can be bad, can poison you. The only way you know that is by eating it.
Good.
Or looking at it and trying to discern like, oh, well, that's a red crisp apple and not a yellow crisp apple. Which one of those is poison? I don't know. Why don't you eat one? Oh shit, I'm poisoned. Oh, that's so funny. Like that type of stuff, right? Just trial and error. You don't die when you get poisoned. You just lose less stamina. And so that's I guess the game factor of it is when you're climbing, you want to have as much stamina as possible. The green bar in the bottom left, because that determines how far and how long you can
What's the
climb.
yellow bar? Energy? Of something?
The yellow bar below it is extra. So if you like take an energy drink, you get like an extra bar that when your main bar is depleted, it pulls from that bar and that bar goes away until you get more extra energy. And then if you get hurt, there's ways to like heal that, like med kits and basically whatnot. There's also the brown on the bar is weight, so you can have too many heavy things. And then the yellow thing in the green bar itself, if you're not listening to the podcast version of this, that is you need to eat. You're hungry. You got to stay. You have to eat constantly to keep that up.
Okay, so weight and hunger have a relationship with your stamina bar. Okay, got it.
Those are
Okay.
the only things when
That's
it
cool.
comes to being able to climb and not. Otherwise, you can you can climb on vines. There's different mechanics to where if you have momentum going into a vine, you'll slide down the vine and can get across it much faster. Every different area, it does the video game thing where there's an ice area and there's a fire area, because of course there is. Those have different environmental things too that you have to worry about.
What's the point of doing like? Okay, how do I word this? I want to know what the point of it is doing it in co-op, because like in games like Repo and like Lethal Company and shit, like the more people, the more items you bring back to the thing, and like in Repo, you like need 2 people to carry stuff or whatever. Like, what is the mechanic of the co-op in this?
You can, so when you reach out your arm, you can pull people up, and so if you have more stamina than someone in your group, then you can go first.
Pull them up the mountain,
and then you can pull them up when they can't get all the way up to where you just were. You can also do different things, though I haven't seen it like executed that well. You can do certain things where you stand on someone's head and then like jump off or get a higher jump point to latch on to another wall. If someone falls over, you can put them on your back, quite literally put them on your back and pull them up the mountain until they come back to life. Because they're knocked out because of poison or whatever. It's kind of like in a lot of ways, it's like a co-op climbing puzzle. That being said, you can totally play solo. And it is a completely normal thing to play solo. And the fact that the map changes every day, I think that's one thing that this has over something like Repo or Lethal Company, is that every single day it's a new experience.
That's really cool.
Sure.
You can just go back and see what the devs have made. And some of those maps are very easy. I think like 5 days ago, there was a map where everyone was like, oh yeah, I cleared that one, no problem. The next day was like a brutally fucking difficult map where a lot of people were like, God, this is such a difficult one compared to yesterday type deal. I don't know if the devs have talked about how much of those they have like stockpiled, or if they're making it like today's map is 3 days from now, or like what that process is. I would love to know if they have like filler maps. So if they don't make one that's unique enough, but I feel like everyone has been pretty unique, where if I die, I know because of a landmark where it's like, there's 2 bridges if we go to the right. And those 2 bridges made it really easy to get up that side of the mountain. So we should go to the right. And if you're playing with someone who's already been up the mountain that day, they'll be like, yeah, in the second area, you definitely want to go to the left, because the left is so much easier. If you go to the right, you're going to get stuck doing blah, 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 blah. So it has that factor to it, which is a lot of fun.
Now you said, as far as like when you get to the top, you can resurrect them. Like
there's like a resurrect mechanic.
Okay, help me out with this though. Like, if you're how many 4? Can you go up with? Is that a 4-player thing?
It's a 4-player game. There's a way to mod it to have more than that, but it does not mod in the extra food. So then you start running into food issues.
Okay, cool. At least they didn't have a plan at all to do stuff for the game, but now with all the interest, they're going to make DLC stuff.
Awesome! Yeah, it sold 2 million copies.
Hell yeah, dude.
What were we saying?
Good call.
My question is, like, if you have 4 people on your squad and like someone sucks at it and falls down the mountain and dies, do they just stay down there until the other 3 get up the mountain, or?
So I'm spectating right here. That's why my hands are currently not playing.
Spectating. Okay, yeah, so you're not playing. Okay.
No, I'm spectating the 2 people that are. Or wait, this might have been when my power was going out. But yeah, when you die, you basically become a ghost and you can like haunt your teammates until you get rezzed. And so when they get to the top of that area, then you get rezzed. I have a
they don't get all the way, not all the way to the top of the mountain, just to
top of that area. There's a handful of areas.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I have what they call a participation award, where that means that I have, a participation badge, which you can wear. You can put little badges on your guy, which means I got to the end of I surmounted the peak, but I was dead. So I got the participation badge because I was not the one that surmounted the peak. It was my friend that was alive, that made it all the way up the mountain.
I thought you meant he carried your corpse up to the top or something.
No. I was like haunting him. You can do that. I think there are ways to do that. There's like little badges you can get for a multitude of different things. carrying a certain item all the way to the top. And I think if you bring the horn all the way to the top, you get some sort of achievement for that. So a lot of people are like creating challenge runs because those take up not only weight on your character, but they also take up like an inventory slot. You can only hold 3 things in your bag or on your person, unless you have a backpack. Then you can hold a couple more things. I think it's like 4 to 5 or something like that. But there's a lot of items, so you have to decide if you're solo. I want this item. You know, there's a hierarchy to what you want in the items. So you have to know that through trial and error mostly. But yeah, it's a really good time. I mean, there's a reason people are going crazy over it, and it's sold.
I was wondering because I only heard it was a climbing game, and I'm like, how the fuck is this popular? It's probably one of those goddamn getting over games where it's like fighting the controls and everybody's laughing at you because you fell down into the pit again, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking play that, but this seems fun.
Yeah. It's. I'm trying to think if there is a frustration. I don't think you would get. The only thing you would get frustrated about is sometimes it's like, oh, I thought I could get to the top of that, but I didn't, and I fell. Most of the time that happens, I like find humor in that, but I guess you can get frustrated by it. Yeah, you might get.
No, most I almost said friend slop again. I can't get it out of my head.
I don't like the term, but it is pretty apt.
I don't either. But most of these new co-op games, like dying is part of the fun of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's good fun, and it's also cheap. That's one of the reasons I think these games do so well. Is the replayability and the price point. This is $8. $8, and you get a whole.
You guys want to play?
I'm playing right after this, but I'm totally down. We can play.
I'll give it a try
tomorrow or this week or something. Yeah, let's plan today. Whatever works for you all. Let me know. We'll talk in the DF chat. You can play with 3 people, or we can find a 4th as well. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Let me know. And the VoIP. Yeah, the VoIP is really good. The VoIP and the price are huge selling points.
Let's not get Julia. I heard she's really good at games. I don't want to be shown up.
Dude, Julia.
Julia would come, but she's too busy building JP's house.
That's right.
I forgot about that. My bad.
You're goddamn right, actually. I want to preface, you're goddamn right. Play with Dan?
No, to be fair though, that's when I played co-op. When I played Valheim co-op with my wife Katie, that's what she would do. I would go out to the adventures, and she'd be home like, "This is my joy," and she'd be building like this huge fucking stone castle. Like, you need to bring back more stone. I'm like, all right, honey, I guess I'll go get some more stone.
Back to the mines, Zeke. The Zeeks yearn for the mines.
What do you think about this wall sconce? And I'm like, I don't care. This is your joy. Like, my journey is different than yours.
It is a cooperative game, but there is, you can, of course, troll, right? So, like,
of course,
if you go to help someone, you can also push them off, right? You can also refuse to help them. And the character models, you get to like choose your face. And so there's a really funny moment where I was playing with Strippin, and he went to go help someone else out, and I was below the person that he was helping out. So the person climbed up and was going to grab Strippin, and you hear my friend who's waiting for Strippin's help go, hey, I need some help. And Strippin like leans over the edge, and so his character's eyes that have an evil intent to it leans over, and he goes, no. And then he disappears, and the guy falls off the cliff. I was like, oh, that's fucking funny. That's really good. It was like a Scar Lion King, like Long Live the King moment. Yeah, it was really good.
That's fucking great.
So you get fun moments like that, which are worthwhile, especially $8 without question is worth it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's really good.
I'd love to play that. I'd love to give it a test run with you guys.
I'm down. Just let me know. We can do it like an afternoon for Co. That would be like a 3-hour sesh for the start of Zeke and I's stream. I'm on board. We'll plan it out and let you guys know. We got 10 minutes, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I played that I want to bring up, or anything you guys played that you want to bring up. Co's been gone most this week, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
there
I've
is
been
one
mostly
game
gone.
I did play on Indie Day that I think deserves a little shout out. It's called Ruffy and the Riverside.
Okay.
Ruffy, Ruffy and the Riverside. And it's a charming little like collect-a-thon game that harkens back to like Banjo-Kazooie or Ratchet and Clank a little bit. Like, but it's got this it's a really charming environment. It's all like 3D like Nintendo 64 land, but like all hand-drawn like 2D characters. Like everything is like, Paper Mario. Like it's all like every creature in it is thin, like paper. But that aside, it's actually a really fun game. It's got great music. It's got a great environment, but it also has a really cool, like, puzzly kind of mechanic where it's called swapping. And what you do is you look at a tree and you grab the wood off of the tree, like you put it in your like magic holding bag or whatever. It's just like, okay, I have wood, the element of wood. And then you look at this stone pillar and you're like, I'm going to make that wood. And you make the stone pillar into wood and then you can break it. Or one of the first mechanics you learn is like, there's stone pillars like sticking out of the water. And you're like, okay, I take the wood, I throw it at the stone pillar like bobs and then like steadies out. So it floats because it's made of wood now. So, and that will let you traverse across things.
Nice.
And it's filled with all kinds of different, like, you can mainline like the main quest of the game. But like along the way, there's all sorts, like it's a collectathon. There's all sorts of little puzzle modules that you can do, like little riddles to solve, and like all just fucking ADHD dream. Because it's like, I'm on my way here. Hey, that looks interesting. Let me go do that. Take 5 minutes to do that. Okay, let me back on the main. Nope, there's a thing over there. I'm going to go see what that's all about. And there's tons of that shit in the game. And I just love that. It's just chock full of things to do. And it's all couched around this like mechanic of like taking, say you have a waterfall in front of you. Like, okay, how do I get, because the goal is up there. How do I get up the waterfall? Okay. Maybe I can change it to ice and then I can climb it like with something. No, that's not it. And then you find these vines. You're like, oh, they're climbing vines. So you take the climbing vine, you turn the entire waterfall into a climbing vine. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
And it's like figuring that shit out, which is really satisfying. And one of the things that I always look for in a game, the traversal of the map, the character moves very fast. And you even have a sprint that lets you move even faster, which is awesome, which is great. The story is very fantastical. It's not something to write home about, but it's like, there's a bad guy and he's stealing all the marbles that give the island its power. You got to go find the bad guy because he stole all our power marbles. Like, okay, sounds good. But yeah,
marbles.
so it's just a charming little game that is very well constructed and it's very fun. And the puzzles, it's little tiny puzzles everywhere. And it's, worth a look, worth shouting out. Yeah.
Cool. That is
cool.
Ruffy and the Riverside. Chat would be remiss, especially our Twitter audience that wanted to hear about Horse Girl game. It's taken over.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That was our tweet.
Yeah, that was. I didn't make the tweet. That was Reggie that made it. Reggie, who's addicted currently to Horse Girl game, is who made that tweet. Ko, you were really excited about that tweet. I was very confused.
I didn't realize it was a real thing.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and it's a real problem. Okay.
Umamusume Pretty Derby is what we're talking about.
Umamusume Pretty Derby is quite literally Horse Girl.
Free to play.
Yeah, it's a free to play. It's a free to play game that's been out in Japan for I think 4 years. And is, I want to say, the highest earning mobile game in Japan. We're talking billions. Horse racing, which I was not aware is also very big, specifically horse betting is very big in Japan, which I didn't know. I actually thought gambling was banned in Japan, so I don't know how they get, unless it's like, it's like, whatever. That's a whole nother topic. Came out, launched on Steam as well as mobile. Worldwide. and I jokingly played 81 minutes of it, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to quit out. But
What? You couldn't take it anymore?
I couldn't take it, man.
Oh.
The characters.
That sounds familiar. There was a game I played that I couldn't take anymore either. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, Zeke, because it's kind of similar, because instead of Patapon, during the horse races, you get Japanese commentary on horse racing. Now think about that for a second. It's in Japanese. Think about the speed and tone of a commentator during a horse race. Imagine that in Japanese. And that's this game somewhat in terms of the loudness and just, I guess, noise during it. It could be really hype if you're into that type of stuff. However, if you're on day 22 of a subathon, you're immediately just like, oh my fucking God.
your battery for putting up with bullshit is pretty depleted at the point.
It's pretty depleted, yeah. It's pretty depleted.
So are these girls are they just girls with horse ears, basically, that run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're horse girls. Or horses that are girls. I don't know how to describe it.
This was suggested to me for Indie Day, and I said no.
Okay.
And also for two reasons. One, it's free to play, and that is a real red flag. And two, there's no fucking thing. There's nothing indie about this at all.
No. Zeke, I'm telling you this as friend to friend. Do not play this game. You will get addicted to it.
I'm downloading it now.
Do not play this game.
Let's go.
No.
You will get addicted to it. I'm dead serious. I watched Strippin play this game as a joke. Within 2 hours, he was losing his voice, screaming. Because during these races, you don't control anything. It's basically Monster Rancher.
Auto battler, yeah.
Yeah, it's an auto battler in the sense that it's like Monster Rancher, if you ever played that, where like you're building up the stats of your horse girl, and then the horse girl goes and races. And all of the stats that you have building up to that impact the race. And so like Strippin was losing his voice because he was hollering at his horse girl for doing good or bad. And then I was what?
I was going to say, personally, I'm sorry, but I don't really feel comfortable putting horses and girls together.
What about if you watch them?
Look, I'm just going to stick to my girls and battleships. Okay.
Now that's a whole nother thing.
That's
a whole nother thing.
That's where sane people are. I don't know what this is, but yeah, I'm going back to my battle.
That's a whole nother thing. By the way, Zeke, when you...
No, this is what actually kind of almost sold me on it, was these dance numbers, because I remember in one of the Yakuza games where you do the idol storyline of Haruka, I love that storyline.
Oh, the
I'm like, oh, if it has this,
yeah,
I might be in.
This is what happens when your horse places top 3. You get an idol performance with your horse singing in top 3. And luckily, all the other horses that raced are also in the dance and don't get turned to glue. So it's good. Instead, we get an idol performance instead of glue.
What happens if your horse girl breaks a leg? Do they put him down?
Well, there's something called... So the loop of the game is you get a horse, right? You get a horse girl, and then you train the horse, and as their career is advancing, if they don't do well, eventually you have to... You end their career.
You retire them?
You retire the horse girl.
Do they go to the farm?
You can use the horses that you've already had their career with as like a lineage, which is, it gets real weird if you start thinking about.
I was just gonna say, like, there's right?
It gets a little weird once you start thinking about the specifics of what I'm talking about here. It gets a little bit weird. I'm just saying it gets a little strange.
Meanwhile, Japan is like, you call that weird, do you? Gets a little weird, huh?
So you can put 2 of your horses together, and they could be part of the lineage for your current horse. And I'm not sure how that works out. I'm not sure how that works out, but that's what you can do.
The two lady horses are the lineage of the new horse?
I'm not sure how that works
Have you never been? All the horses are female. Ko?
I'm not sure how that works out.
JP, is this how it works in real life too?
I am not sure.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Life finds a way, I guess.
Now I have to play this.
Yeah, so you can see right there on the side, Legacy 1 and Legacy 2.
As angry as JP just did about this game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure how this works.
You don't want to question it. You don't want to question
Yeah, exactly. This is not something you ask. No.
Yeah.
No.
All I know is, as soon as we go, I have lots of questions for my wife.
Yes, ask your wife. She is a horse girl.
I'm going to ask her all about, I'm going to be
Ask
like,
her.
okay, sweetheart, when two horse ladies mate, how do they have a child? Explain this to me, please. You're a biology major that owns horses. You need to give me some insight here because I'm not feeling comfortable with this situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so CXL from my chat said it gives you a spending warning and lets you take a quick questionnaire before starting to spend.
Yep.
Really? That's nice.
Yep. There's always this thing with mobile games that I think a lot of people that play a lot of mobile games kind of uses. I think it's viewed as like a defense where it's like, oh no, this game's really good about being pay to win and like not, there's always that tagline of like, oh, this game's really good about
ethical pay to win.
Yeah, this game's actually really good where you don't have to spend any money at all.
Hold on. I just got to read you the very first review on Steam.
Oh, they're weird.
That I read.
They're very weird.
It says, this game devoured my soul and gave me a reason to keep breathing through the misery. Positive review.
So before the game,
36 minutes on record.
Those reviews are actually kind of funny. You should spend some time reading them on stream, Zeke.
They are. They are.
There was like 700 or 800 reviews before the game. So the game launched on Steam, but it wasn't active for like another 72 hours. You could just download it, like pre-download it, kind of like how they do on mobile. And so there was 600 reviews of just nonsense that were all positive. But it was like a positive review bomb before the game was even playable. Of just like, I like this horse. She's my favorite. I dress up and we play, put the tail on the donkey.
If I may,
shit.
I stopped before the review got great. Okay, let me continue the same review. Before Umamusume Pretty Derby, I was bitchless, broke, starved for serotonin, and violently unbased. Then I saw her, Oguri Cap, shining like a silvery carb-fueled deity on my screen. She ran a 3,000-meter race after digesting 14 metric tons of rice and didn't even sweat. Shakespeare? Wait, it goes on. Shakespeare? Illiterate. Tolkien? Mid. Oguri Cap? Built different.
I love it. I love it.
Genius review.
This is awesome.
God damn, that was good.
Yeah, the community around it's kind of fun. That's me quitting the game. I had enough there. Yeah, someone in my chat was very quick to point out there's a 600 page long Google document for people that are really sweaty in this game. That's how many like stats and skills. Not like that.
People that are playing the game hard. Okay.
Yes. Not that type of document. Like you can be really hardcore in this game, and you could be really hardcore in this game if you know what I'm saying. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. I joked that people are addicted to that. I messaged Dodger as of, I want to say she now has a hidden profile on Steam, so you cannot check time played. But as of Friday during the Geekenders, I messaged her and said, why the fuck do you have 15.5 hours played of this game? And I think that is on the low end. In the show, she didn't respond to me, but in the show, she said, this jackass JP, if you just heard a steam noise, messaged me, and then they started talking about Umamusume on the show. So,
but hold on, I have one question.
That was day 2, by the way. Day 2, 15 hours played.
If two girl horses get together, and how does that work when they make? Because
we're gonna wrap up the show, guys.
Great time. Excellent time. Here we go. Great.
Yeah. Oh, my chat is saying Strippin's at 30 something hours on Steam, but he has it hidden. So, Zeke, be careful, buddy. You're playing with fire. If you opt to play that game.
I kind of blew it a horse girl, man.
A long time ago, I was told to never look into the eye of a horse. Okay.
Well,
I stand by that statement.
Whatever clue.
It stuck with me.
Never mind.
It stuck with me. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Okay.
Zeke?
Let Cody do a shout out so he can get out of here.
Yeah. Well, no, you always start the shout outs. We got to keep around
come on,
for
man.
your shout
Oh,
out.
fuck. Whatever. All right.
Gonna hold me hostage.
Everybody, thank you guys for watching. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, because they don't allow underscores, which was a stupid decision that I made 14 years ago, and I'll regret it forever. Thank you to Colin JP for being my co-hosts every week. I love you guys, and let me say, they know what it means. If you want to catch me, I will be. I have taken Mondays off, so I won't be working tomorrow. But I will be streaming on Tuesday, and we're continuing on. Yes, we're continuing on with Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. So if you want Kojima, but you don't want spoilers for Death Stranding 2, I'm right there. I got your Kojima right here. So come on over and
I got
watch
you.
some
I'm
Phantom Pain with me.
drunk.
I know. Apparently, I'm drunk. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.
It's all the horses. It's all the horses. Code
It is. As always, thank you to JP and Zeke, and a special shout out to all of you guys. Thank you all for watching. My name is Kohai. I'm doing a big charity stream tomorrow for the American Heart Association for 8 hours from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'd love if you could stop by. It's for a very good cause. We're talking about that a lot tomorrow, and it will be from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you guys raise enough money, then I might be joining Zeke in the Mohawk Club, potentially.
Ooh.
Except I may also feature a handlebar mustache as well, if we meet our
Nice.
goals. So we'll see. It's a big goal. We'll see if we make it. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow. Gonna be a lot of Death Stranding this week. And I haven't yet decided if I'm gonna do Alters or Lies of P yet, but I do want to start one of those, and we'll be doing some Dune as well. So a lot of fun games. See that? Are there any releases this week?
Is it an 8 hour or a 4
No,
hour?
8 a.m. to 12, 4 hour.
Okay, so it starts at 8 a.m., but it's 4 hours.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
No, I don't think there's any big release. The Mecha Break comes out on the 1st if you're going to play that. That's that mech
Is it
thing.
EA or full?
I think it's full release. I think it's 1.0.
Oh.
I might check it out. Yeah, I might check it out. Yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. We got to get out of here. I'm going to go, I think, play Peak. If not, we'll play some Death Stranding and
Awesome.
go and delete every fucking dance structure that I can find. All right. Thanks for watching. We're out of here. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.